Hello, welcome everyone to the fourth day of the Champions Chess Tour Finals. We are now going to witness the battle of Praggnanandhaa versus Wesley So and Arjun Erigaisi versus Shakhriyar Mamedyarov. Joining me all the way from the US is Harshit Raja. Harshit bhai, how are you feeling?
Hello, Sagar bhai. It's good to be back. I'm very excited, especially कल Pragg ने जो 3-0 हराया और guys, we have to give credit to Jan-Krzysztof Duda for playing, in my opinion, one of the best games of 2022, defeating Anish Giri. क्या ही मजा आ गया सागर भाई. Queen sacrifice और
Too good.
Rook sacrifice, too good.
मैंने actually yesterday it ended soon. I sat down and I edited that part and put it up before sleeping because I knew that this is like too good, and I think we identified that moment. You identified that moment, and now everyone's talking about it. So it's
Yeah.
amazing.
And it's not easy to spot it over the board without the engine and without knowing कि यार हम जीत रहे हैं यहाँ पे और ऐसा हम क्वीन सेक्रीफाइस कर सकते हैं. I was very impressed, Sagar bhai.
Amazing, amazing. And by the way, guys, these are the standings before we go to the games. Magnus Carlsen leading at the top with 9 out of 9. He faces today Anish Giri. What a matchup that's going to be. Jan-Krzysztof Duda also on 9 out of 9. He faces Liem Quang. And we have Wesley So versus Praggnanandhaa. And we have Arjun Erigaisi against Mamedyarov. Very important matchup for Arjun. I think Harshit Arjun needs to get off his mark. Yeah, he's on 0 right now.
Yeah, it's a very difficult event, and because of how they've made the scoring system, get for the winner getting 3 points and the draw only achieving you 1 point, it's in everyone's benefit to take a lot of risk. But Arjun is on 0 points, and for his confidence to come back, he has to make sure that he gets on the scorecard. कभी कभी होता है ना, टेस्ट मैच में एक दो विकेट चले गए तो बस टिकना है, बैट पे रहना है, एक एक रन भी लेगा तो भी चलेगा बस, बट यू हैव टू मेंटेन द क्रीज, नॉट गेट आउट.
Absolutely. As Himang says in the chat, today is the day for Arjun. लग रहा है कि आज अर्जुन भाई अपना दिखाएगा जलवा.
कौन सा?
Today, I think Arjun should show his magic. That is the most
Yes,
important
Sagar
thing.
bhai, that is going to be very exciting, and he's playing with the black pieces against Shakhriyar Mamedyarov, who's a very dynamic player. So Sagar bhai, clash of two dynamic players, maza आएगा.
Yes, it was the Nimzo Indian Queen C2 line, and Arjun goes for D5 move,
Mhm.
and on in that Knight F3, castles, and Bishop G5. Do you think, Harshit, we've transposed into Ragozin territory now?
We definitely have, Sagar bhai, very nice spot by you, and I think it's a good transposition because instead of going queen to b3, white has instead gone for queen to c2, and Arjun goes for c5, still very much in the theory, but I think that black will be able to equalize with good player,
Hmm.
also maybe take advantage of the underdeveloped king of white which is still in the center on e1. तो मस्त center में सागर भाई अटैक कर रहा है अर्जुन.
You know, players like Mamedyarov are so crazy, dosto, that he might just long castle here and he might play something really weird in the position, even if it's worse. It's going to be very exciting to see how this matchup goes. Let's go quickly and check how is Wesley So versus Praggnanandhaa just out of the opening. But first, your thoughts on this matchup. Who do you think is better? What are the styles of Wesley and Pragg? How do you sort of place them?
I think that both are in good form coming into this match with a victory. Wesley So against Arjun and Praggnanandhaa against Lee Kwang Liem. So both are in good form here. But of course, Wesley being such a solid player, I think is still a small favorite in this match. But Sagar bhai, Praggnanandhaa जिस हिसाब से खेल रहा है ना, मतलब कुछ भी हो सकता है.
Yeah, and right now you can see Pragg. playing his moves pretty quickly, but playing faster than him is Wesley. We again
Yeah,
have the Nimzo Indian defense here. This time the E3 variation with Bishop D2, that is all the rage right now. सब लोग खेलते
yeah,
हैं वो. Bishop
yeah.
D5, Knight F3, B6, take, take,
ED and Bishop D3.
Rook E8, castles, Bishop D6, and now he goes Knight B5. You don't want to give up your bishop pair here, so black actually saves it with going Bishop E7. Would you say there's any logic of going to E7 as compared to F8? Like, why would someone do that?
Um, I think that in future the black's knight might go to F8 via knight D7, knight F8.
Mm.
Um, that is that could be one point of black putting it on E7. Also, I think our good friend Surya Shekhar Ganguly has made a course in this line with the black pieces, or I think just for this Nimzo Indian in general.
Acha.
Uh, so maybe both the players have had a look at it. Of course, Wesley So playing very very fast here. लग रहा है सागर भाई बहुत प्रिपेयर करके आया है वेस्ली ये ओपनिंग.
Wesley So का preparation, मतलब he must be working really hard right now on his chess, because he's very motivated. He won the chess.com global chess championship. In fact, whenever I have met Wesley So, and he's a good friend, I have been amazed by the single-minded focus of this man in life for chess. Matlab,
Yeah.
Harshit, he is not on social media. Isn't that unbelievable? He doesn't spend any time on it. He's just focused in his life. The pura time. I think this is just amazing to
Guys,
have that
chat,
dedication.
तुम में से कितने लोग सोशल मीडिया पे नहीं हो?
How many of you are living a life of Wesley So?
I think Sagar bhai, to even have a day without checking the social media, most of the times as soon as people wake up, सबसे पहले भाई बाकी सब तो ठीक है, नहा वगैरह लेंगे, पहले फोन चेक करते हैं.
Exactly. That is the thing. I think, guys, today afternoon I went for lunch with Amruta, and I did not take my phone, and I really got to know my wife better.
अब तक पता ही नहीं था सागर भाई किसके साथ जा रहा हूँ.
अब तक तो सब my 49,000 people on Instagram and 1 million on YouTube और सब लोग आते थे. Everyone had something to say. By the way, very nice comment by Srishti. She says, "Hello Sagar bhai, Harshit bhai was having the most awful day today, and just seeing you live made me smile. I am relieved. Thank you so much. Love you
Yeah.
guys. Too excited. अरे अरे क्या बात है.
Thank you.
बढ़िया. लोग बोल रहे हैं मैं सिर्फ ट्विटर पे हूँ, कोई बोल रहा है मैं सिर्फ इंस्टाग्राम पे हूँ. आई एम नॉट एडिक्टेड. एक ही प्लेटफॉर्म. सो एंड एवरीवन's saying writing on YouTube live chat. दोस्तों YouTube, I don't know if we call this as social media, but maybe yes.
और सागर भाई, Praggnanandhaa now bringing the bishop via e1 to h4. Maybe then bishop f6, queen h5, some tricks like this.
Yeah, he will try to get rid of this, and then a mating attack could ensue here. So this is going to
Yeah.
be great fun, great interesting play. But I think after bishop h4, there's a very typical move, guys, by which you can exchange a few pieces, and that is a first question for today. Let's see if our chat is up for this right now.
Yeah.
What should black play here? Amruta Mokal in the chat sending $5.
Oh,
Not
hello,
real.
hello.
Not real. The real Amruta Mokal is sleeping. एंड डॉलर्स में नहीं भेज सकते दोस्तों. मेरी बीवी यहाँ पे ही है, यूएस नहीं पहुंच गई है. मैं बस यूट्यूब पे हूँ. अरे अरे क्या ही कर सकते हैं.
Real Amruta is everywhere, so she cannot only be on YouTube. She's everywhere.
Real Amruta having spies all across the world. And the move here, everyone's saying knight c6. अरे दोस्तों ब्लैक का मूव ढूंढना
Black
है.
to play यार, आप तो भाई आज बहुत ही
आज सब लोग
शायद
ऐसे ये आए हैं कि हम थके हुए हैं. But guys, find the move. I think few of you have managed to find it.
Yeah.
Soham Parkhi, Aran B, and Tarun Jain. Yes, you put your knight on e4, and I think that blocks this bishop, offers this for exchange, and that looks pretty good. Let's go. So right now, Pragg has
And
gone.
actually, oh yeah, uh,
Yeah, go on.
like C6 plate. The live board is always on the right for all our viewers, and the big board is where sometimes we can make moves, and that will be our analysis board, right, Sagar bhai?
Correct, correct. So, by the way, Ashish Chauhan says snowstorm extreme warning here in New York. अरे अरे, आपके उधर भी ऐसा कुछ है क्या स्टॉर्म वॉर्म, हर्षित भाई?
सागर भाई बाहर जाते वक्त 5-6 कपड़े तो कम से कम पहन के ही जाता हूँ.
सच्ची?
I mean not 5-6 but like 3 मतलब it's very very cold, -5.
Unbelievable. I think it's one of those things that we have really good in India कि कुछ इतना problem नहीं है. At least right now it's
मैं
very
रोज रात
pleasant.
को आलमंड ड्रॉप्स तेल लगाता हूँ, मस्त.
अच्छा, मतलब you only put or someone
अरे अरे
मतलब head massage, right?
खुद ही करना पड़ता है सागर
अरे
भाई.
क्या यार, what is this? And going to the game of Arjun Erigaisi and Shakhriyar Mamedyarov after c5, dc, dc, e3, h6, bishop h4, and knight bd7. This is the position. I think very somehow Mamedyarov taking a lot of time for his moves.
Yeah.
Also, the matchup for today, Harshit, is Magnus Carlsen versus Anish Giri.
Wow.
And we have
And
them
look
on
at
the
the
screen.
clock.
Oh, Anish on 14 minutes, Magnus having 8 minutes. You know, Magnus these days is playing the French defense. If you remember, he also did it against Gukesh. He plays this as sort of his weapon for getting fresh positions. And this is right now the position on the board. It seems like Anish has made all the moves very naturally.
Yeah, and also Sagar bhai, the thing with French is that it is very easy to prepare from the white side because most of the moves have already been analyzed, and we see black playing c4 here, and we quickly see Anish being a little surprised, as was definitely not the move maybe in his preparation. I always like these positions for white क्योंकि कभी ना कभी वो f5 break आता है.
Right.
और white also has to be careful, but I we are attacking black's king, whereas black is trying to get some attack on the queen side. So I would much rather prefer attacking the king.
Right. Yeah. So right now it seems like white is doing pretty well. Yeah, here for you, you think so?
Yeah, I think that white is doing pretty good, especially from the clock situation. Sagar by 6 minutes up on the clock. Anish Giri almost 7 minutes. आधे से ज्यादा टाइम सागर भाई कार्लसन का खत्म हो गया है.
Yeah. This is going to be very, very interesting. And you know, one of the things I've noticed about Anish against Magnus is that he sometimes gets good positions but agrees to draws against Magnus. You know, like gives him respect there. I would be interested to see if he does that today or just goes all out against Magnus, because yesterday he had a very tough day against Duda. That brilliancy that happened against him, while Magnus is on 9 out of 9. He's playing phenomenally well
God.
in this tournament.
Yeah, Anish has to take Magnus out of his comfort zone here, and it seems like maybe he's managed to just that, being significantly up on the clock, but he also needs to be very precise here,
Right.
as this position is very dynamic. Sagar bhai, what will you do here with white?
I
Maybe
want to really play f5 at the right time. I don't know if this is the moment where we can sack a pawn. Should I first go c3, clarify the queen side, and then plan this? Because yeah, he might even sack a pawn, right? Somewhere c3 could be an idea.
Yeah. Um, I think right now maybe black maybe wants to take on a3. I was thinking if that endgame could be something where black
Because the
wants to
bishop has
go.
opened up now, right?
Mhm.
But let's go c3 first, maybe, as Anish he's thinking for his move. Uh,
Mhm.
Meanwhile, Harshit, very
Yeah.
interesting stuff happened in Pragg game, because what we said did happen. He went bishop h4,
Wow.
knight e4 on the board, and now Pragg instantly takes on e4.
Yeah.
D, because
And
this is very important move. Otherwise, if you take on
yeah.
h4, you're just
Yeah.
losing. Maybe we can ask our chat, what is that
Yeah.
boom move?
Boom move, and it's known from the country of Greece,
Arre, arre. Guys, what's the move here? White to play.
and it is a gift.
Yeah, this time our chat is right on the ball. They are
Yeah.
not sleeping. Someone asked me in the chat, do you sleep in the day for this? Guys, today I slept for couple of hours before coming live, like 11:30 to 1.5 hours, and feeling really good right now. Bishop h7 by Naga Tobimaru, Scooby Doo, Dipanshu, Rishul, Prakhar, Kush, Shashank, Rajesh, Agam, Aditya, Bhopale. This is just massacre here, right?
Yeah.
Check. Then you take on f7, and the king is going to get checkmated. You can even take on b7 here. So,
Yeah. And I was referring to this boom boom move as the Greek gift,
correct.
a
Absolutely right.
sacrifice which also comes very often in combination puzzles. Bishop e4, d4 was of course chosen by Wesley, and a
And now,
very interesting move, queen b3.
okay, so first things first, you can't take on h4 because the same thing happens from the other side. You can take this, then you can win
Yeah,
this. I think that should be very good.
yeah. So I think rook f8 seems to be like the only move to me. The other question which black may be asking himself is, can I take on e5?
Yes, that gets very, very see, you take here. Now
Yeah,
the thing is, you can't take here. This
yeah,
is a
because of
blunder.
knight f3 check.
Absolutely right. Knight f3 check. And now let's say if you take here, then I can take queen e7, and black is better. So let's say take here, take this, and
Mhm.
already it's a mate on this diagonal. So you can't do
Yeah,
that. Now imagine that you take, and I think white wants to take here.
exactly. And now intermediate move, Sagar, by bishop to d5.
Absolutely. Because if you take on h4, once again queen f7 and queen b7. So bd5, and now isn't white in trouble? Because this is defended, this is attacked, and this is hanging.
Yes, Sagar, by the only move now will be bishop takes e7, rook takes e7, and we will get something along these lines. Maybe instead of bishop e7, also possible was bishop b3, bishop d8, bishop c4. But
Take
that
bishop c4, and now Harshit bhai, there are some
now,
very interesting possibilities, because right for the time being, white is a piece up.
yeah,
So maybe
I think
knight
knight d6 or
d6.
knight
Yeah,
c7 both are very good for white here.
exactly. Also, knight a7.
Yeah.
Maybe very crazy move, because you take here, and then I
So
take this.
bishop b6. Wow.
What a variation. So this cannot work. Then what is the best move here? This is
Oh,
this is
wow.
the
So
thing that shows chess is not linear.
very nice move here. Knight e5 was actually played, and I think the move here, Sagar Bhai, will be queen to d7.
And can
Waiting.
you explain why this move?
So we are just waiting for white to get off this f7 b3 diagonal, and also uh, to be able to pick up the bishop on e7 comfortably, attack the knight on b5 as you mentioned. Amazing move.
So let's say if I go here, then now rook
Then the knight is
e7,
pinned.
and
Yep,
this can
is
become a
bishop
big
c6
threat.
is coming. Yeah.
Wow. So fe5 on the board. Now, this is interesting to see. He plays bishop d5. Okay, now Pragg will take on
Yeah,
e7. That is forced.
I think
Pragg drinking his water there takes. And now will Wesley find queen d7? I think very tough,
I
right,
think he
Harshit?
will. If he's thinking now, Sagar bhai, he will find it.
क्या बात कर रहे हो? I
I
mean,
mean, क्योंकि नहीं तो why will you think? So otherwise, Rookie Sun is the only move.
I I can't believe that rook e7 exists and someone can actually pause here to
Yeah,
and find
exactly.
this, because rook e7, guys, the point is after queen c3 this position is slightly better for white, but
Yeah.
after queen d7 queen c3 this position, I don't
Not
know, take
no, it's not easy to find the CDED also intermediate. Yeah.
and then take
Yeah,
this,
not
not
easy.
that. But he's thinking, ah, man, Wesley, what a guy. What a guy, guys.
But I don't know if you will play it because you showed the CD for intermediate move too. I don't know how easy it is to, like, after queen d7, queen c3. You also have to
But
not
you
take
can
on
even
b5.
take. You can take this. This also
You can also
seems
take.
very good
Yeah.
for black. So
Yeah,
maybe he
very
will see
simple to
that he
play.
will see either queen d7 with the attack here, that you don't need to take this piece, but rather take this guy.
He plays it, Sagar
Oh
bhai.
ho, Wesley OP, guys, what a move! Beautiful chess,
Yeah,
beautiful chess.
Wesley is not missing any nuance here, finding all the best moves.
भाई वेस्ली सो क्या आदमी है यार, अनबिलीवेबल. इसको कैसे हराएंगे आज? Praggnanandhaa is going to have a tough time. And also, Harshit, I think this is the first event for Wesley of Champions Chess Tour this in 2022. So it's the first
Mhm.
time Pragg is playing with him. Generally, we have seen Pragg fighting with Magnus, Anish, all these top players in the world. But
Yeah.
Wesley against Pragg is happening for the first time ever. And I'm very excited as to what will happen.
अगर भाई दिवाली धमाका एक बनता है प्रग के साइड से.
एब्सोल्युटली. अभी दिवाली तो काफी खत्म हो चुकी है. सेल भी खत्म हो गया दोस्तों. यस, टुडे वाज द लास्ट आवर ऑफ सेल एट 12 o'clock and so we switched it off. So now definitely you can go and buy anything you want from the shop, but there will be no discount available. So that's sad, but okay, I mean, that's life. By the way, someone in the chat, Ankita Jain, who is actually following this every day, wants to sleep. She would say like, I'm going to sleep and so on. But following very religiously, the commentary says, please try to have one death match in Delhi. Would love it if it is between two women, especially Tanya. Yeah, we want to do some very interesting death matches. In fact, we were discussing this कि भाई पहला डेथ मैच अर्जुन अनिश गिरी वन अगेंस्ट विदित, सेकंड अर्जुन वन अगेंस्ट गुकेश. So why not have Arjun versus Anish in the third
Yeah.
one, and also have a parallel one
Winner
more death match, and then the
between
winner
the
of
winners.
Arjun versus Anish and the other death match plays. So it will be like 3 death matches in one season. बहुत लोग का डेथ होगा.
Bye.
So maybe that is something that could be very interesting. But this happened. Queen c3
C3
played.
play.
Now Wesley can either take on d4 or just take this. Let's quickly go and check what's up with Arjun bhai, because this is something that I don't understand generally. Okay, so what I understand very well is sometimes static things. Okay, just say take, and I think to myself, black is doing really well. Why?
Yeah.
Because I will say to myself, look, c3 is a weakness, and white has one island, 2 and 3 islands, while black has only 2 islands, which means black has a better pawn structure, goes b6 bb7. But
Yeah.
it seems like white is doing well. Also, the engine feels that. Why, Harshit? I think this is just black would be doing very well.
Yeah. I think the reasons you mentioned for black doing fine were very valid. I totally agree with them. The advantages that white has, first of all, he has the bishop pair, which is in his favor. The second very important thing is that black is not well developed. So white does have a few moves to take advantage of. अगर black को b6 bishop b7 और rook a8 मिल गए तो as you mentioned he is completely fine और फिर life एकदम अच्छा है. पर उसके पहले white will try to make sure to pose some problems और कि भाई इतना आसानी से तू develop ना कर पाए.
Correct. So let's see. b6 did happen. Rook f d1, bishop b7, and now c4 on the board. Arjun got all that you said. Rook c1, but I think this bishop pair is what is the compensating factor, right, for white.
Yeah.
Rook d8, knight to d4, and this typical Shakhriyar Mamedyarov. Like, I see him, he's ready to take on weaknesses, weak pawns in order to get piece play, the knight jumping here and here, going after this. So Arjun says, I'll go knight e5. Okay, interesting chess. He's ready to take these pawn weaknesses.
I think that the main reason this is good for black is that white gives up his bishop pair, which was his biggest advantage. And with the bishop on b7, the queen cannot really go to e4 and then h4. अगर वो queen वहां से h4 पे आ जाता था तो problem pose कर सकता था. But that is also covered, so cannot really take on f6 Shaq, so decides to go knight b3, I think, Sagar bhai.
Yeah, he goes queen a4 first, a6 on the board, knight to b3, rook d1, and queen to c7 played. And right now thinking about his move, what to do. I'm a bit worried that bishop g3 is possible, but then you can play a very strong move. Exactly. Knight to e4, killing this bishop. And if you
knight c3 is the biggest threat, Sagar bhai.
Exactly. This is how black would win the game. Family fork here with this, and this hanging. So
काटा लगा.
हर्षित भाई इस हिंटिंग कुछ हिंट है इसमें कि आज कुछ गाना वाना हो जाए.
अरे नहीं वो काटा लगा वो फोर्क के लिए था.
आई थिंक इफ टुडे हर्षित भाई इफ अर्जुन विंस तो काटा लगा हो जाए सॉन्ग.
I don't चलेगा सागर भाई पर वो सॉन्ग बहुत ही क्रिंजी है.
ठीक है, विल चेंज द सॉन्ग, बट आज अर्जुन टुडे इफ अर्जुन विंस तो फिर गाना हो जाए.
Yeah, Arjun deserves it. He is really wanting to get on the scorecard. So अगर Arjun manages to beat Arjun manages to beat Shakhriyar, that would be huge.
Correct. Yeah, this will be big. And also chat very keen to know, Harshit bhai, what is there for dinner today? Sorry, snacks आपका तो evening time, lunch.
सागर भाई आज मैंने ब्रंच किया.
अच्छा.
With eggs, some toast or coffee.
So no food on stream.
No food on stream.
No Maggie, no protein bar, no.
I have a chocolate bite.
अरे दोस्तों, how can we not have Harshit eating on stream and making us all.
Yes.
Is this Vedika's chocolate ka bigger version?
She stopped making the chocolates, otherwise I would have ordered it here.
She is now busy with her physiotherapy, unfortunately. So we can't do much about it. So what is it, Harshit bhai?
ये है सागर भाई, कल जो मैं खा रहा था वैसे एक इंटरेस्टिंग चॉकलेट बाइट है जिसमें ड्राई फ्रूट्स है, तो फिर मतलब टेस्टी भी है और खाने में मजा भी आता है.
Hey Harshit, are you into very much healthy food eating?
कुछ नहीं सागर भाई, बस मीठा खाने के लिए एक एक्सक्यूज है कि भाई हेल्दी है तो सब मीठा.
Unhealthy में just the healthiest option. That is what you are doing, I feel.
Yeah.
Okay. Guys, after Queen C7, we are still waiting for Mamedyarov to play. He's down to 2 minutes on the clock, playing quite slow there. And meanwhile, Praggnanandhaa versus Wesley So, it so happened that after Queen C3 happened, Queen B5, BD6, he took, and now he took with the Queen. Rook C8, A4 on the board, Queen C4, Pragg goes rook d1, bishop e6, a5, and queen to b3. Very interesting position. Rook
Yeah, but I
a3.
think Sagar by opposite colored has a very big drawing tendency. I think
Yeah.
ye game we might, be looking at pieces being exchanged quickly and heading towards uh draw.
Very possible that this might end in a draw, but let's wait and watch. Meanwhile, f3 played on the board here after rook d1, queen c7, f3. Bhai, Harshit, isn't
Sagar by
it?
G5.
Acha, but why do you want to allow bg3? Because now there's no knight e4, right?
I thought there is knight h5, but yeah, you're right. Maybe I should not allow this.
Possible, yeah, this might be a very interesting way to play. But what about the fact that we can snatch this pawn?
Oh, that's true.
Yeah, and,
I
and
did
the
not
thing
even
is, I felt that after take,
Maro, Maro.
now there is this boom move, because if you take, there is queen hanging. But after king h7, it seems like black is sort of coming out of this without getting into trouble.
Maybe what white thought is that he has some queen c4, rook c4,
Yeah.
bishop f6, gf6, rook d7 kind of things. But after bishop to d5, I think that black is in a very good shape because there are pawns on both sides of the board. And guys, जब दोनों side पे pawn होते हैं, तो bishop is stronger than a knight usually. So I think this will be very good. And Arjun loves to take pawns. I know this guy. He loves to take
Yeah.
pawns. So I think he मार ही देगा.
He will snatch it. And guys, Bishop always like a multitasker, like our Harshit bhai, works in the morning, studies, does commentary in the evening, goes for sports, while the night, unfortunately, very one-tracked guy, just wakes up and does commentary like me. So
अरे 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 अरे.
so in such positions,
And he
guys,
takes it.
does he? Oh wow.
Yep.
Takes the pawn. And guys, this is Arjun, looks very calm, relaxed, just like every day. But as we have been speaking about this, the what is this अपना ये कौन सा rhythm? I keep forgetting
Momentum.
it. Sorry.
Momentum. अच्छा,
Circadian.
circadian rhythm.
हाँ,
Circadian.
circadian rhythm, which we were talking about, that a human being is used to some sort of a rhythm, circadian rhythm.
Yeah.
And I was just googling it. It says is a natural internal process that regulates sleep wake cycle and repeats every 24 hours. And I think Arjun is now breaking that pattern because he is wanting to win. वो बोला भाई circadian rhythm जो भी है, I need
भाई,
to
तोड़ो.
beat. I need
तोड़ो.
to beat my opponent today.
Sagar bhai, maybe we can have a poll in the chat if our audience can give the support and think that Arjun is going to score his first win today.
Yeah, let's ask our chat. I think that's a great question. Everyone wants Arjun to strike. After all, he's the nicest guy out there. Will Arjun Erigaisi strike today? Yes or no? I'm asking my chat. Let's go. He's taken. And this, what we discussed, has happened.
Yeah, everything has happened.
Take, and this might really turn into a nasty endgame for Shakhriyar Mamedyarov because
And
the
goes bishop c8.
Oh, he doesn't go bishop d5. Okay, he goes bishop c8, which is also very logical. And take has happened, king g6 on the board. Meanwhile, very quickly, Anish Giri in big trouble against Magnus Carlsen. मतलब मुझे लगता है Anish Giri went all out and just got a piece down.
कभी कभी सागर भाई ऑल आउट काम करता है पर मोस्ट ऑफ द टाइम्स वो साइकोलॉजिकली रहता है.
Right. Takes, he played f5. Actually, he went full on the attack. G6.
Because Sagar bhai, if you, as we were mentioning that this white's attack can be very dangerous, but if you don't time it well, and as we can see in this case that White just went all out, took on c4.
What sort of a move is that?
Really
My
going
God.
on, maybe inspired by Jan-Krzysztof Duda's play yesterday.
I think,
Trying to do something of his own, but I don't see it. I think, Sagar bhai, we can just take on d6, no?
yeah, but then he will lose this rook, which is also fine. But King f7 just
Just
looks
king
very strong.
f7, yeah?
Yeah, King f7. Maybe he can even think about taking this pawn with his king. So yeah, well, Magnus does not get scared by these sacrifices. He's like, Anish bhai, what's wrong with you? You generally do not do such things, but Anish just got carried away, it seems.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Praggnanandhaa versus Wesley game is so balanced. Like there's nothing much happening
I
here.
think this will Sagar bhai end in a peaceful result.
But we know, yeah, that both these players, especially Pragg, never really happy with the draw. He's made a square for his king on h2, and I think he wants to get in with his rook somehow inside. I think anything can happen.
Anything can happen, वो तो सही है सागर भाई, पर I think इस बार
वो तो
क्योंकि
हर
थोड़ा 4 matches बाकी है, तो you don't have to go all out like in the first match itself. Take things as it go, but of course both sides I think are ready to take the chances that they can get. So yeah, still some fight remaining. Maybe rook d4, rook b4 ऐसा कुछ आ सकता है.
right. Okay, so there here equality. Meanwhile,
ये
Arjun
गेम पे फोकस करते
Erigaisi.
सागर भाई,
आज
because
अर्जुन एरिगाइसी का गेम पे देखते हैं a5 because Harshit bhai, he has a queen side majority, a bishop here, e6 e5 bishop e6. This is going to get very nasty.
yeah, and actually as you were mentioning this move e5 I think is a very nice idea after knight d4. e5 आएगा और फिर rook c2 के बाद वो pawn भी attack a2 पे. सागर भाई big advantage versus
Wow.
34 seconds. Time is ticking, tick tock. क्या करेगा Shakhriyar?
Exactly, and TikTok has been banned, and it seems like right now
अरे
Shakhriyar also going to get into big trouble. f5, the knight getting dominated, and how? Can't come here, can't come here,
what
can't
a
come here.
nice move. What a nice move, Sagar by completely taking all the squares away, and f4 खेला तो bishop b7 भी आ रहा है.
Absolutely. So now in such positions, Arjun must keep his cool and convert this f4
20
as
seconds.
he wants the
Bishop
knight
b7
to come here.
quickly. वो आना ही मत दो घोड़े को. सागर भाई हमने पहले भी देखा था, वो घोड़े को गेम में लाना ही नहीं देना.
So if he comes
मारो
here,
घोड़े को, मारो मारो मारो.
should we take it?
और take it, and rook c2, rook a2 is falling, so we are just winning.
Wow, because after knight f3, guys, take, check, take this, and you have two queenside passers,
Connected pass pawns.
which is winning. So Shakhriyar in big trouble. This
Yeah.
is going to be Arjun's game, and you know Shakhriyar has played pretty well in this tournament. He also
Sagar bhai,
he's attacking
now
here. Bishop to d5, right?
bishop d5 is an option. Even bishop g2 is possible, but bishop d5, rook b6, now bishop knight f3 play.
Oh, now if you take this time, it won't really work because after check king g3,
No, I
you
think
take
maybe
on
now
a2.
Sagar bhai, rook c2 might be a strong move.
But then do you want to allow knight e5 check?
Knight e5 check, king h5, you cannot protect the g2 pawn.
Arey, badhiya. And actually, the h5 king is very safe there. So yes, let's go.
Rook c2. Rook c2, let's go, Arjun bhai.
Let's go, Arjun. And Arjun here thinking we have 1600 people watching this. Guys, please do like the stream. It is getting very intense here. 3 minutes 14 seconds for Arjun.
सागर भाई 3 minutes कितने फास्ट चले जाते पता ही नहीं चलता है. और 28 seconds only for Shakhriyar, so almost no time left. Bullet से भी कम time है. Rook c2 I think, but rook c2 maybe there is knight h4 check and king g3, some defense like that, but still looks very very bad here.
You mean this way?
But because rook e2 is coming, very strong move here, I think it will be game over.
Also, a2 is hanging, and this king is very safe. Somehow there are no checks against it.
He takes on f3 actually.
Ooh,
I don't like this at all, Sagar bhai.
This is a move of a player who is not feeling very confident. Taking the knight.
Sagar bhai, this rook c2 was very very good, and now Shakhriyar has extremely good drawing chances क्योंकि सिर्फ एक pass pawn है और
Yeah, this looks like
Right.
excellent
King
chances,
h4
but
pe, and now White's king on h4 is very safe.
agreed. But I think Harshit still some chances or not with this queenside
No chance,
majority.
अगर भाई. I think because after rook b3, rook a3, b5 भी मर रहा है और king h4 पे बहुत safe है.
But this
हमारा
is
king
hanging.
h5 पे होता
But
तो
this and this.
then rook a5.
So
The
let's
rook engine is just
let's
having
say
a big
take
drawing tendency.
here, here, here. You think
Just
this
rook
is a draw,
a5.
yeah?
Yeah, because king f6, I just go rook a7.
Ah, you just cut my king off from here and
Yeah.
looks draws. By the way, very important endgame coming in between Liem Quang and Jan-Krzysztof Duda. Generally, such positions should be winning for black because he has the outside passer. But here it's
But
so
it's the H
concrete.
pawn. It's
Yeah,
the H pawn, I think, which will be a big reason that this will be a draw. Maybe one line we can show king f5, king c3, king f4, king b4, king g3, king b5, king g2.
h4,
No, you
yeah.
cannot go king f4. You have to go h4. King c4 loses, Sagar bhai.
Right, right. So here
h4,
h5,
h5, king c4 now.
king c4, king
King
g3,
g3,
king
king
here.
d3, king h4,
And I
king
want to
e2.
ask the chat that here where should the white king come on which squares
Yeah,
to make a
very
draw?
important square.
कौन से squares? Those square. You need to tell me two squares on which the king comes and it's a draw. Yes,
Yeah.
Venkatesh, Narayan Venkatesh music, you are right. Yes, G1 H1 is the luxury, but necessity when you are far away is what? Yes, absolutely right by Bob and Coach. King F2 and F1, right, Harshit?
Yep, absolutely right, Sagar bhai. King into f1, and Liem Quang will be able to make this draw. But Sagar bhai, I'm a very tensed about Arjun's game, क्योंकि again Sagar bhai, huge winning advantage,
Yeah,
which is very difficult to get with the black pieces. Would have been in great shape if he took this game down. And the problem is, Sagar bhai, that psychologically when you know that you're winning and then you don't convert, बहुत tough होता है recover करना, especially when there is no break. तुरंत दूसरा round है.
absolutely. Absolutely. And I think a draw here might be fine for Arjun. Like he doesn't lose the game, but at the same time, he knows within that he missed a golden opportunity here to beat Shak. And he had played a great game until that point.
Yeah.
So this seems
That
like
bishop into f3, Sagar bhai, was the critical mistake, because घोड़ा मारना चाहिए, पर हमारा बिशप d5 पे इतना स्ट्रांग है,
yeah,
and king on h5 is also so safe that rook c2 actually is just killing everything, and king to h5 giving almost mating ideas for black. a2 भी मर रहा है. और जब दोनों साइड पे पॉन्स होते हैं, सागर भाई, we always know bishop will, be able to control more squares, just pick up the pawn. And now actually, Sagar bhai, even rook g2 is a big threat.
yeah. Take, 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 and then a3.
a3, and the pawn cannot be stopped.
Oh, unbelievable. Yeah, I think what Arjun might have been worried is some kind of a mating attack against his king. But yeah, this move, I think he missed. Uh, yeah, and by the way, this is ending in a draw just as we saw. The king comes to f1, and guys, the white king is going to trap the black king. Now, notice how that happens. You are either going to trap him.
No!
Okay, coming back there, and it's a stalemate. So very
Yeah.
nice finish, and Magnus Carlsen has beaten Anish Giri. So that's a big victory for Magnus.
Is it?
And Wesley has drawn against Praggnanandhaa. Not a surprise there. We were talking about that game ending in a draw. Meanwhile,
Yeah.
this one, although Arjun pawn up has a pawn about to queen, somehow this rook doing so many
Yeah.
duties.
And whenever you go e5, Sagar bhai, you can just quickly show that rook a6 check, and we actually lose the pawn.
Yeah,
So
that
there is
would,
no way to get out of this pin.
and
So I
maybe
think this game will be a unfortunate draw.
right, right. Well, it's going to be a draw. Let's see how it ends. I think Arjun even at loss to find a plan here because what to do, right? Your king cannot come out. Your rook is doing okay. Maybe you want to go king g6 to h5.
Yeah, I think that's what he will do. But the question is what you will do after, because I will keep on waiting with king g3.
I think you may get a pawn with some check here, trying for some
Also,
way.
yeah, possible. But also, Sagar bhai, the thing is, if you ever take the pawn on h4, any check on the h file is going to be checkmate.
Correct.
So ऐसा लग रहा है सागर भाई, we might just see one decisive result in the Magnus game. बाकी सब गेम सागर भाई लग रहा है ड्रॉ हो जाएंगे.
Absolutely. Yeah. By the way,
यार
this
ये गेम
there
जीतना
can
था
be
सागर भाई.
some very nice stalemating ideas, no, for the. So I don't know for which side, because
The
both
thing
kings
is, it
has.
would be black के लिए स्टेलमेटिंग आइडियाज है पर
But black is the
black
one who has an extra pawn.
yeah.
Yeah, I agree with you somewhere that this is an unfortunate result for Arjun. But at the same time, I mean, there was only one move that he played it wrong, and that was enough. At this level, one mistake is all that it takes.
Yeah,
Um,
but you have to Sagar by somehow be able to after getting such a winning position, be able to convert against these players, because if you get these position and you still don't convert, then the problem is that when they get such positions, they will convert,
yeah.
and that will be the margin of difference between the stronger player the um, and the so-called underdog.
Well, I think that has been the issue for Arjun at this event until now, that he
Mhm.
hasn't been converting his chances. It happened with Duda. It also happened yesterday against Wesley. He's getting some chances somewhere, but he's not able to convert them. So let's see if he's able to do this today in the next games. He
Yeah,
generally starting off pretty well. Like yesterday, he had a draw in game number one. He was beating Duda before that. Let's hope this happens.
yeah, I
Meanwhile,
think they will just agree to a draw.
Pragg drew against Wesley So, and we
Yeah.
had Liem and Duda draw as well.
Maybe he wants to go e5 now, Sagar bhai. But
I have already put the result here, guys, a little too soon of this
but Sagar
game.
bhai, what if e5, um,
Okay, is
rook
there some
a6,
chance?
rook a6,
Yeah.
king e7, fe5, f4, and now there will be something like rook e6 check is a very funny move.
Oof. Stalemate. Stalemate. Wow. Beautiful. Beautiful. And I think this works perfectly, because wherever you, oh, no, now it doesn't
No,
work, because
it
if you
only
do it,
works there, and now you have to go back to a6, Sagar bhai.
yeah, can't do it, have to sacrifice it here so that the e pawn is blocked. That's important.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, by the way, this ended in a, oh, this happened a draw. Ye dekho, it did happen. Check, king here
Oh my God.
takes f4, and Mamedyarov finds this beautiful
Look into
move,
a2.
rook a2 with the king, and we were talking about stalemate. It did
Yeah,
occur.
हो ही गया सागर भाई.
क्या बात है, क्या बात है. Fantastic.
Yeah, good save by Shakhriyar, but for Arjun, definitely not the best result. Um, Having a very very big chance with the black pieces, Sagar bhai, and I'm keeping on emphasizing
Yeah,
this that the black pieces usually only play for equality, or white usually tries to play for two results. So getting such a good position with the black pieces was a big miss, but still three more games to go. A draw is of course a very good result from black. So at least showing good chess here is Arjun.
right. Yeah, and I think let's not think that he may, crumble today. He can fight back, and I think Harshit, if he manages to beat Shak, his tournament will once again be wide open, because you are getting 3 points for a win here, and he can fight for the top spots. Very interesting is what Pragg can do, because we notice that the scorecard here, Pragg is on 4 points, and he is facing right now Wesley So. So if he manages to win today, he will move to 7 points. Imagine
Yeah,
that Magnus Carlsen does beat Anish because he won the first game with black. Then Magnus reaches 12 points, and I think Magnus becomes quite difficult to catch in general. But Pragg will have his match against Magnus, which will be the very exciting one that will
yeah.
happen.
I think already Magnus and Jan-Krzysztof Duda have taken significant leads compared to the other players, being more than 1.5 match point ahead than all of them.
Right.
So I think already Sagar bhai, they've kind of established themselves at the top of the leaderboard.
Absolutely right. And right now we are. Uh, that's the end of the round. Hi Harshit. Kafi intense round has happened, and we can take a very small break for 30 seconds. And we made something very special today that I want to show our viewers, which is this one. Check it
Hi,
out.
my little one, I'm Chesspa and I love chess. And I'll take you on a trip to my chess adventure park. Meet my friends, Pawn, tiny yet powerful. Then comes the tricky knight, Bishop, the diagonal's ally. Let's meet the elephant in the room, the rock solid rook. Queen, the most powerful piece and the most valued piece on the board. King, the most important piece and the ruler of the ring. Fasten your seatbelt and let's get going to a special place that's mind-blowing. ChessBase in Chess Adventure Park, a brilliantly illustrated storybook to introduce the game of chess to children in a fun way by ChessBase India. Get yours now at ChessBase India shop.
Guys, that is Chess Spa in Chess Adventure Park by ChessBase India, and that was a small animation video created by Abhyudaya, जहाँ पे you get to know everything in 40 seconds. So we just wanted to show you. Also, we have ChessBase 17 that is for pre-order that you can find, and also Mega 2023 that you can find in the links in the description. So please do check it out. And meanwhile, Harshit bhai, what are your thoughts overall? Like आज कैसा था आपका दिन? Apart from right now commentating, did you play any chess or anything?
I actually had a class at 9 in the morning और मैंने होमवर्क किया नहीं था और होमवर्क ड्यू था तो
यार
सुबह
अभी भी
के
homework. What sort of life is this, Harshit bhai? I thought
अरे
like a
सागर भाई बहुत
grandmaster
ही
doesn't have to struggle in life. यहाँ पे homework चल रहा है.
क्या ही बताऊं सुबह कैसे तो खुद को अलार्म लगा लगा के स्नूज कर करके उठा और फिर 7:45 को उठ के होमवर्क करके क्लास को जाके आई एम हियर नाउ
Unbelievable, yeah. Like what exactly is the homework like? मतलब how क्या करना पड़ता है?
आई एम स्टडिंग इकोनॉमिक्स सो इट्स एक्चुअली वेरी वेरी कॉम्प्लिकेटेड मतलब ऐसा आसान होमवर्क भी नहीं है
What is the
तो
homework? Maybe we have some economics
अरे
experts in
सागर
our
भाई
chat.
क्या ही उधर स्कूल में ही बोर हो गया अभी क्यों डिस्कस करना है उसके बाद
So there is no chess. Or yesterday there was a chess session. Yeah, yesterday or day before.
या
How was that?
दैट वाज वेरी गुड पूरे चेस टीम के साथ इंटरेक्ट किया और एक राउंड रॉबिन ऐसा ब्लिट्स टूर्नामेंट खेला
Acha, and how was your performance?
आई वाज वन ऑफ द लीडर्स आई स्कोर्ड one draw with Grigory and I won the rest of my games.
Do you think this commentary helps you to get sharper? Like after commentary, if you go and play, does it help you, or what do you think?
It helps me a lot, especially because abhi I'm not even using an engine, so whatever I'm saying is through my own calculation. So I also have to be a little careful and not blunder anything. So maybe it does help me in some way. But Sagar bhai, wo Hikaru jaisa, he's not doing some high class analysis of chess, but he's always doing chess. So मतलब as long as तुम कुछ ना कुछ chess से related करते रहोगे, तो
Correct.
फिर I think chess improve हो जाएगा.
Absolutely. Guys, I think that is the thing. You have to sort of be in that chess zone in your life if you want to improve. Be it like you are commentating, you are watching games, you are solving studies, you are solving tactics. But every day, thoda chess देखोगे So it will be very, very helpful for your career. By the way, people very interested in what is your homework like. So someone is saying, is it related to statistics? Is it case study homework?
So it is basically I'm learning about the utility functions and the GDP. So basically लोगों को, I mean, the per capita GDP or and something along those lines.
You know, Amruta keeps telling me that the world is in recession right now. Is she correct?
I think so, yes.
Yes.
Yeah, क्योंकि पैंडेमिक के बाद एकदम फटाफट, मतलब पैंडेमिक के 1-1.5 साल बाद जो 21-22 में लोग ऑटोमेटिकली पूरे नॉर्मेलिटी में आ गए, सब घूमने लग गए, सब पीपल केम बैक टू नॉर्मेलिटी विदाउट एनी यू नो विदाउट एनी बम्प्स. बट नाउ आई थिंक कि धीरे धीरे सब नीचे जा रहा है, क्रिप्टो भी सब डूब रहा है.
अभी वही FTX got closed, shut down.
Yeah.
They were one of the sponsors. In fact, there is a scholarship which is FTX Pragg scholarship that we gave to a youngster, Ethan Vass, and FTX is closed. But guys, they had already sent the money beforehand. So we will be supporting Ethan. But yeah, it just got closed. So Harshit, you basically understand everything related to economics. Like, for example, I always have such questions like, why can't we print more notes? How does that lead to inflation? All of this you understand very well.
Yeah, I actually was always very curious about this. This
इसलिए
question that
तुमने लिया
मैं जब
economics.
छोटा था कि भाई गवर्नमेंट पैसा क्यों प्रिंट नहीं करती, छापो छापो पर. प्रॉब्लम ऐसा होता है कि the more money you print, the inflation gets bigger. And actually at some point in some of the African countries ऐसा प्रॉब्लम हुआ था कि ऐसा पूरा बैरल भर के लोग नोट्स लेके जा रहे थे कुछ खरीदना रहा सुपरमार्केट
एक ब्रेड के लिए. I think there was this one case of Zimbabwe, if I'm not mistaken, where you have 10 million Zimbabwe currency, which gets you one bread loaf. Or something like that.
Yeah, I don't know the country, but yeah, you're definitely right. You know, the basically the money just loses its value.
Right. So very interesting. Actually, I can ask so many questions. I'm very curious to learn. Maybe we should do some point. What would you recommend as a good book to study for people who have such questions, basic questions of economics? They want to understand how does the world work, how do currencies work, जैसे why is the oil prices so important in the world, and ये सब चीजें.
I think that मतलब मैंने खुद ऐसा नॉर्मल कुछ बुक पढ़ा नहीं है. मैंने जस्ट स्कूल में और खुद का ऐसा ऑनलाइन रिसर्च थोड़ा कर करके आई अंडरस्टूड मेनी थिंग्स. सो आई थिंक दैट नाउअडेज देयर आर सो मेनी रिसोर्सेज अवेलेबल ऑनलाइन दैट if one is curious enough to satiate his questions and curiosity, then it's very easy to find answers online.
Maybe in the next 3 days the best resource is in the breaks of ChessBase India commentary. Guys, any questions? People are saying Freakonomics. I have that book actually, Freakonomics audio book hai. It's a very interesting one. You should check it out. They give some very curious cases where the normal economics do not work out. Like generally you would think कि हाँ ये हुआ, money ज़्यादा print हुआ तो inflation होगा and all. This is normal knowledge. But Freakonomics has cases where the conventional understanding is broken. So Sanket Joshi is saying Think School YouTube channel. You know, Think School YouTube channel. I don't know, Harshit, if you follow it. I followed it when it was a very small channel, like 100K subscribers or something, and now it has 2.5 million subscribers.
Wow.
And I used to watch it. And then now when I see it like 2.5, I feel like, अरे भाई channel कितना बड़ा हो गया. And sometimes when I read our ChessBase India में comments, some people are like, I was there when ChessBase India had 10,000 subscribers and now you have reached 1 million.
I was about to say Sagar bhai,
this feeling which I have for some other channel, I now understand their feeling actually.
Yeah, no, it's amazing. I was about to say कि हम सब लोगों ने भी I mean we've seen all of us have seen you grow from basically not having um basically not having an audience at all to now, having 1 million subscribers. So we can totally relate to that feeling कि भाई कहाँ से कहाँ पहुंच गए.
Correct, correct. By the way, Jimit Patel has said a thing: GDP equals C plus I plus G plus NX. You know,
Yeah.
he's saying, can you please ask Harshit to explain this? ये चीज मैंने पढ़ा था, ठीक है?
मैंने
एंड मैं सोचता था कि भाई जीडीपी समझो, लाइक टुडे इफ आई हैव टू सी व्हाट इज माय sort of income of ChessBase India, I will add up all the little things that I can earn from ये वो ऐसे सब, and
Yeah.
there are so many things. तो एक कंट्री का जीडीपी कैलकुलेट करने के लिए सिर्फ 4 चीज कैसे हो सकता है? लाइक आई थिंक सी स्टैंड्स फॉर समथिंग कैपिटल, देन इन्वेस्टमेंट.
C stands for consumption. I think I stands
Consumption.
for investment.
हाँ.
G stands for government spending, and NX stands for net exports.
हाँ,
So
तो
that
इतने
is-
में सब कुछ आ जाता है पूरी दुनिया का.
वो सागर भाई थोड़े मतलब कैवियट्स रहते हैं उसमें भी, पर इन जनरल उन्होंने एक सिंप्लीफाई करने के लिए, और everyone is playing this G6 bishop G7 and we've seen many lines in this.
हर्षित भाई लाइक, भाई भागो यहाँ से, मैं इकोनॉमिक्स का पढ़ाई कर रहे इधर आया हूँ, चेस देखने आया हूँ, क्या चल रहा है? सो गाइज लेट्स गो. Akshay Kumar is saying Sagar bhai is millionaire as per online website. Yes, guys, only as per online website. No other way to become millionaire in this world. Knight to C3 played on the board. So economics
भाई, वो सब
वाइवा
ठीक है, but
मजा आया.
आपके आपके बचपन में आपके बचपन के थोड़े स्टोरीज थोड़ा इंटरेस्टिंग कुछ है क्या?
Abhi, let's talk in
आप
the next break. Interesting stories about my childhood. For now, it seems like this line, which the symmetrical G3 variation,
Mhm.
very solid. And as far as what I remember when I was playing, it was so dull and boring. Do you also feel that, or do you think it's very interesting, this line?
I think it can get very interesting, especially now that we see, there was a change of a pawn structure. So white has this slightly backward pawn on C3, but at the same time, has some problems with the pawn on B7. It still remains to be a, very, very, very equal position, but both sides have some chances now. Maybe white can go something like E4, as I was just wanting to point out, change that structure, because the bishop on C8 is the biggest problem here for the black side. उसको develop करना बहुत मुश्किल है.
Correct. Yeah, I think E4, and now after takes, the main thing which I would be very worried about are these weaknesses, like the knight can sit, but that is just thinking too statically. Bishop A3, knight D6, and white is getting a lot of play.
Yeah. Actually, you mentioned this amazing idea, bishop A3, knight D6, or Sagar bhai, I would already, if you take on E4, it seems like, Arjun has gotten such a comfortable position. वो bishop का C8 पे किधर जाएगा?
Exactly. I think Arjun has got a nice stuff happening here after E4, but he shouldn't take. That is an important thing for Shak. Let's quickly check what is up with Praggnanandhaa against Wesley So. This time Pragg has the black pieces. E4, E5, knight F3, knight C6, bishop C4, bishop C5, castles, knight F6, D3, D6, C3, A6, rook E1, bishop A7, A4, all very standard stuff in the Italian.
Yeah.
Knight D2, and we have knight E7. I think even rook E8 and bishop E6 is one more way to play. But he goes knight E7 with the idea of transferring the knight to G6.
And I will say this for sure, that I know this for a fact, that Praggnanandhaa has analyzed this Italian very deeply with both colors, has a lot of experience and knowledge in this. And here we can see him even surprising the likes of Wesley So. So Sagar bhai, it will be a very important game for him to hold with black, क्योंकि Wesley white से बहुत pressure डालता है.
Correct. Absolutely. And I think this match between Pragg and Wesley is going to be a very equal fight, and it will be very interesting to see who cracks. क्योंकि इसमें the chances that both players will get is very low. Wesley very
Yeah.
accurate in general, so is Pragg. So मजा आएगा कि कौन पहला गलती करेगा. Who will go wrong first has to be seen.
Yeah.
Meanwhile,
And
Magnus, yeah, go on, Harshit.
in the last game, I actually was always like just wanted to mention that Black always has this interesting idea of going b7 to b5. It's a very, of course, you usually don't want to do it, but I just want to mention that it exists with the bishop on c4. Because let's say you make h3, yes, ab. If you take, and after bishop takes b5, Sagar bhai, what's the trick?
Okay, let's ask our chat. Is this just a free pawn in the position, guys? What is the move that Harshit wants you to find Black to play?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's also look at Giri versus Carlsen, and a lot of people enjoyed our conversation in between where we spoke about. They also suggested many different things, so many books. So thank you, guys. We'll talk about it in the break. Now let's get back to chess, and this is absolutely correct. Bishop takes f2 is what all of you have suggested. Well done.
Wow.
Uh,
Well done, guys.
Aditya,
Bishop
Sai
takes-
Charan, Aryan, Narayanan, Chess for Fun, Amchi Adda, Rishul, Ulta, Danga, Anup, and Jimit. Well
Yeah.
done.
Amazing idea. Deflect. I don't know what this theme is called, but basically opening up the rook and giving a discovered check. Amazing.
Disco Divane. So, yeah, this is b5 works very well. But in the game, he went knight to g6, d4, rook e8, queen c2. By Harshit bhai, I have a
Bhai,
feeling that this
is there some ED, bishop f5 tricks or something like that?
oh nice, but then ef.
Oh, it's not work. Yeah, no, it won't work. Mhm.
I was thinking that generally if your pawn is protected, then why can't we go like knight h5, knight f4, queen f6?
Yeah.
This is a very typical way to attack, right, in such structures.
Yeah.
And with the bishop coming in, it can get very nasty, this attack with 3-4 black minor pieces.
Yeah. Maybe we can quickly jump in the Anish game, which we were wanting to have a look at.
Yes. Anish goes for his favorite Grunfeld.
Yeah.
And Magnus plays the very main line rook c1. पहले सब लोग ऐसे थोड़ा style मारते थे. They would go rook b1 in between, then go here. But Magnus like rook c1, knight f3, bishop g4, bishop e2, queen a5. This seems inaccurate, right? The way he's played. Yeah, the point is that
No, I think this is all a theory. Castle, CD4, queen a2. I think something like this is how the theory goes, right?
Right.
And we've seen many games.
You must take there because, okay, if you play queen d2,
Yeah,
here,
also a move actually. You are very right. Now you take on d4, CD, and queen d2. Am I wrong?
yeah, but maybe these are the kinds of positions where I think Magnus, it's almost like very, very tough to defend, and Magnus will just grind it out, no?
Yeah,
Such
I've actually never played Grunfeld from either colors, but I think the whole concept revolves around, as I was mentioning yesterday, this breaking the pawns on d4 and c3 and putting pressure in the central pawns. I think maybe rook d8 I think something
rook
like this is
d8 or knight
as well.
d7
Like,
here.
yeah.
The main thing is that queen d2 did happen, and now if you take and want to take here, your knight must be here so that white cannot take with the knight, because and then he's forced to take with the king, then rook d8, you keep putting pressure here, and that way black gets a lot of play. But in such a position there is just no play against d4 as well, because the knight is coming to b3, pawn is pushing forward, and so on.
And my good friend actually Abhimanyu Puranik is a very big expert in this Grunfeld with the black side. Um,
I think Grunfeld is for all the players who love active play, because
yeah,
it's one of those openings which just does not care about too much of positional factors. You give white the center and all of it, but if you love to counter attack, if you love to play actively, if you want to make natural moves, then it is for you. So naturally a player like Abhimanyu or a player like Abhijit Gupta and all of these who are very active in general play it very well.
yeah. I think that was a very good point that you mentioned, that who like to play dynamic chess and create chances with both sides. Queen d2 and Anish is thinking now,
Yeah.
which is very surprising. Um, because I would think that this is very much still the main line. Maybe Anish is trying to remember what his notes say here.
Right, I'll just very quickly check our board here for our
Yeah.
viewers to just give them an idea as to how many times this position has been played. And I'm using the ChessBase 17 beta version right now for you guys to check. Rook c1 was played, castles, knight f3, bishop g4, bishop e2, queen a5. We have 149 games, queen d2, and here, actually speaking, Harshit, not too many top players have ventured into this line as such. Although, yeah, there are games by MVL and Rajabov and so on, but not anyone above 27. Only one, Ponomaryov. So,
Mhm.
I think Anish, either Magnus has chosen some move order which is not very accurate here.
Can we go quickly go back just to see where they deviated?
Actually, I think it started off from Rook c1 itself, because Rook c1 is the second most popular move. The main move is Queen d2 here.
Mhm.
Rook c1, and actually Magnus has played this before as well with black, not with white. Pg4, again Queen a5 is the main move. So lot of little deviations
Yeah,
leading to
yeah,
this
yeah.
position. And the main move is knight d7, and if you see how black is scoring, he's scoring very well, 41% and so on. So very good line for black overall here. Let's see how it goes. d5, and yes, this is a typical very important move here, guys. If you
Then wanting to.
do this, then he will most likely go c4 and
Yeah,
fix his
exactly.
structure. So you
Yeah.
can sacrifice a pawn here with c4. If you take, then the rook comes out, the c3 pawn under pressure from bishop.
Very nice, very nicely pointed out all these variations, Sagar Bhai. Because if white got c4, then he would have gotten a total clasp over the center. So the c4 also a very instructive idea to give up a pawn. Let's see what on the other in the meanwhile Anish is doing. He's still thinking.
Yeah, he hasn't played yet his move. No, something has happened. He actually went takes,
Knight d7 actually. We saw knight d7,
knight
uh,
d7, h3, take
h3,
and
and now
take.
we saw bishop f3, bishop f3.
Looks roundabout even here. And let's go quickly and check what is up with Arjun,
Yeah,
because we saw till e4, then he went knight a5, queen went back, bd7, e5 played. Very committal and dangerous move. मतलब e5 move सिर्फ जवानी के जोश में you can play. Like,
hey Giovanni.
how can you play a move like e5? Because you have a weakness here. Rook c8 is coming. You have a weak square. You have to believe in some form of an attack in order to play it.
Yeah, yeah. And I think it's just the style of Arjun. He just likes to play dynamic chess, which creates a lot of imbalances in the position. And after rook a c1, knight c4 takes, he plays h5, very logical. But on the other hand, Sagar Bhai, after something like bishop f8, black is also getting some of his own counterplay.
Yeah, absolutely. I think this position,
But actually, maybe you can take and go queen d2, yeah?
and then you have these h6, these some ideas
Big
here.
square, yeah.
But let's see
Queen
how this
A4.
goes.
Is it H5? Is it Queen A4 maybe?
You mean here?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, Queen A4, very nice move, because once the queens are traded, White's attack is slowed down, but White will keep the queens.
Then just go Queen B5 maybe and keep harassing the queen.
Yes, but Queen D2.
And now Queen D2. So after Queen B2, can I go Rook to C6?
You could go here, but I think once Arjun gets this, all of a sudden, this is also a little bit worrisome. I think
Yeah,
somehow White.
complicated, very complicated
Yeah,
position.
this is getting quite interesting.
Yeah.
He goes Queen A4. He goes Queen A4. So very interesting play. On the surface I felt Black is doing fine, but Arjun has this very slow attacking plan. Put the bishop here, go F4, go G4, maybe bishop H3, play for F5.
Yeah. All the ideas definitely possible. And now is the big choice to make for Shakhriyar. What does he do?
Oh, he goes Rook C6 did happen. Harshit
Yeah,
bhai,
yeah,
your
yeah.
move here, Bishop D6, because one thing which we must mention is taking this pawn was incorrect, guys. Because not taking here, D7 would hang. But the key move here, just very quickly, guys, what should Black do to win
Yeah,
the game?
traps the queen in 2 moves.
Queen trap in 2 moves. And also, very quickly, we want to check Pragg's game. It's crazy complicated. Yes,
Yeah,
Akshay Paralikar, Chess for Fun, Sabarna, Ulta, Raj, Ashutosh. Well done, guys. Rook B6. Queen is almost here trapped, and now it is. The queen defends D7. Okay, very cool. In the game, BD6 happened. Arjun slightly better. Look at this position.
oh boy. This is what is fun to analyze, because Sagar bhai, look at the central pawns.
Yeah, this is so complex because White can ignore, White can take, White can take here.
Yeah, and a very interesting crisscross game going on. But I think the main point is that after D5, Black has this resource of going knight to G4, attacking the pawn on F2, as well as attacking the pawn on E5. And suddenly all of Black's pieces seem in total harmony.
Beautifully seen here, Harshit. Very nicely pointed. I think so. He can't take. What about
Yeah.
taking here? Is that a possibility? Maybe it is.
Yeah, you just take, I think you have to take back with a C pawn. And after the same recurring idea of knight into E5 running into knight E5, D5 and knight G4. And I think this is extremely good for Black,
I think Rook
because Rook
F1.
F1 is very hard to play. I don't believe it's an easy move to make, because there is Queen H4 coming, there is Knight F2 ideas. You can even just simply take back on E5. I think it's a very, very fine position for Black.
Correct. I think this should be completely okay. And by the way, this has happened. CD, ED, CD. Let's see how this goes. But I'm very, very interested to see how Arjun continues here after BD6, Bishop H6, F4 on the board.
Wow, Sagar bhai. He's going all in. He's gone F4, Rook C8, and maybe we can even see G4, F5. Some crazy attack.
This will be a huge attack that will come in, and I'm impressed with the way Arjun has played here. Excellent.
Yeah. Just 1 second, Sagar bhai. I'll quickly use the washroom and be right back.
No problem. So here after Rook C8, putting pressure on the C3 point. How do you break through with F5 is the question. Because the bishop is controlling this diagonal and you can't easily push it. Next move, maybe he wants to go Queen A5 and put even further pressure on the C3 pawn. So yes, Black does have counterplay on the other side of the board. But I think you can always drop back your bishop. So Arjun has things under control there. Meanwhile, what we discussed has come true. While Harshit did mention that playing a move like Rook F1 is tough, Shakhriyar Mamedyarov finds it, and that is the reason why Mamedyarov is one of the best players in the world. He finds this move, and remember, guys, Queen h4 does not work here because yes, you are putting pressure here as well as here, but Bright has a very simple move to keep everything under control. What's that move? Anyone in the chat? Sorry, what did I say? Wesley bhai. Ah, okay, Wesley bhai, not Shak bhai. Okay, sorry. Wesley is playing with white. Wesley is one of the best players in the world. Correct. No, g3 would just lose to mate, and knight f3 is the move I was looking for. So fantastic job here done by Ulta, Krish, Samkit, El, Swehil, Mitesh, Doctors, Agam, Bob, and Keshav. Well done, guys. By the way, Harshit bhai, what we analyzed did happen. Actually, Wesley So showing his class playing rook f1 here.
डिफिकल्ट ऐसा कुछ ऐसा वर्ड उनके वोकैबुलरी में है ही नहीं शायद. एवरीथिंग इज इजी ओनली.
They are just too good. And you know, here is one thing which I wanted to show. Just let's see if I can manage to show it well. Take. ठीक है, ये पोजीशन है. And now imagine if I want to make a move which sets this up. Let's say you go bishop to g4. What is the move that finishes off the game here, guys? It's a very typical idea that happens when you have these two bishops looking like this. What is the move that white can play?
Very nicely.
This I've seen in some games. It's so pretty. Once the queen comes in, it's like a mate. You can't do much.
Yeah.
No, guys, try to think a little bit more carefully. A lot of people want to take on f7. I get it. You may have spotted some tactic with queen c4 taking here, but then the bishop can drop back. Yes, the move that I'm looking for, by the way, here is queen g6. Brilliant.
Wow.
Attacking here. You can't take the queen because it's pinned. So all those who found this move, well done. Yeah, absolutely. So Aryan, Narayanan, Aviral, Keshav, Arishchuk, Deepak, Greedy, Ashutosh, Ulta, and Somansh. Okay, let's go. c4 on the board. Aye, Wesley So is too good. Okay, like, can we go to Arjun's game? Harshit bhai, we need your thoughts here.
This is the big game, Sagar bhai.
Yeah. Harshit bhai, can you check your camera, like thoda jagah sir se हाँ नीचे हाँ बराबर बढ़िया हाँ rook f2.
Very interesting move. I don't know what he wants, क्योंकि मेरे मन में आइडिया था कि g4 और फटाफट अटैक करना है. So आपको क्या लगता है? Rook f2?
Is it possible that he wants to reroute his bishop this way?
Wow. Yeah, and also, then the rook can swing into h2. So maybe that is his idea.
That's his plan, actually. He wants to reroute it this way, put his bishop on d3, rook on h2, and that can get into a huge attack there.
Yeah, and Shakhriyar is thinking, Sagar bhai, this is the second time in a row where I think Arjun has, kind of a promising position. Let's see if he can manage to do something with it this time.
And also, ये जो ऐसा position है ना, like Harshit, the position is such that it's very difficult for Mamedyarov to know what is the right way to play. Like, should I go bishop f8 and trade off these bishops? Should I go for rook b6, trying to create play? What is my correct way of doing things is a question.
Yeah, the thing is, black as well as white has so many options in this position.
Yeah.
And rook b6 was chosen by Shakhriyar, but maybe now white can quickly go
Queen d2, yeah. Just
queen d2, as we mentioned,
it
and
does
then
it.
bishop f1, bishop f3, rook h2 ideas coming in. Sagar bhai, I think this has to be the game which Arjun has to
Yeah,
be
this is very
precise about
important.
and take
Very
home.
important. I think Arjun should switch on his sort of
Yeah,
tactical mode here, his
yeah,
best mode at this point, because this is his chance. If he takes this, he will lead the match. He has a ready-made plan here because of his very nice move rook f2, which was a very tricky move that he played.
yeah, yeah. Amazing idea of bringing the rook. Oh, he takes on d6.
Ah,
Wow.
he's taken there, and he said that bishop was creating too much of a nuisance. Let me take it. And now maybe he starts playing on the queen side, or what? Queen a3.
Yeah, Sagar bhai, a very good decision by Shakhriyar, and now there is total hangama on the board.
Why doesn't now white change his tactic from an attack to now start exchanging pieces? Because let's say I go queen b2, you can't take on d6 because b7 hangs and suddenly my queen enters, right? So you take and I take, and now such a position, I mean, white can just keep pressing endlessly.
Yeah, but I think it's also very easy to. It also seems not so difficult to play with black. You just go b6, bishop f8, bishop d6. Black definitely has good compensation here. Of course, white is for choice, but I think in a shorter format, it could be a little easier to play with the white pieces.
Right, right. True, true. Maybe it's the point that Mamedyarov wants right now. Just defend, make kind of a fortress, and not let
Yeah,
Arjun break through. Okay,
yeah, yeah.
by the way, I really love Praggnanandha's last move. He's like, देखो भाई, ये दो bishops are just crazy. Okay, queen is coming
Uthao,
in.
uthao.
And I don't care about one small pawn weakness that will happen on e6 as long as I'm getting one of the bishops off the board. That is also
Yeah.
some understanding, yeah, by Pragg.
Very very deep understanding, realizing that वो उधर दो बिशप पूरे अंगार से मतलब fiery bishops there, had to take one of them off. And even though he weakens up this pawn on e6, also he gets the f file for his rook on f8. So I think that Praggnanandhaa has done a great job of neutralizing white's initiative. Sagar bhai,
ये मैच
Praggu
ऐसे
played.
वो टक्कर का ना, मतलब कांटे का टक्कर. What do you say? Like
Yeah,
something where there's just no chance.
yeah,
You don't see someone showing weakness. Both of
yeah.
them playing amazing.
Yeah, it's a very, very close match, Sagar bhai, and Praggnanandhaa is impressing us all by his level of play. Maybe we can quickly see what Arjun is doing.
He did it.
After that exchange, like he goes for this queen b2.
He plays queen d2. So now white is clearly better, guys. It will be only a question of whether Arjun can break through such a position. But we saw yesterday as well, Arjun sometimes in technical positions does go overboard. Let's hope that that doesn't happen today. What about
Yeah.
this game here? Is it going to be another classic Magnus grind? What a move, Bishop d1. भाई क्या ये?
तो भाई ये मैग्नस बोलता है 4 गेम का मैच है ही नहीं, 3 गेम का ये मैच है और 3 गेम में ही जीतना है.
You know, I was reading in certain books when I was growing up that there was a
Yeah,
period of time between 1975 to 84 when
yeah,
wherever Karpov played, everyone used to say, "Bhai, second prize kya hai?" You know, because first was always taken by Karpov. And now we are actually witnessing this in real life where Magnus,
yeah.
oh my god, guys, find the best move for white. Arshit bhai, this is also a challenge for you. What is
The
the
best
best move
move.
for white here? Not easy, it's winning.
Sagar bhai, instinctively bishop c1. Yeah, yeah.
Bhai. Harshit
Rook
bhai,
b.
you are in top notch form. Attacking the rook. I think you can't go here, bishop a3.
And rook b5, bishop a4, Sagar bhai being the biggest trick.
Oh ho ho ho. Oh ho ho ho. Amazing knight f4 can't take. Pin ho gaya hai. So what a brilliant chess by Magnus, right? And look at Anish there. He's just completely sort of flabbergasted by the way Magnus is playing.
सागर भाई 3 गेम और खत्म.
You know, yesterday I wrote to Tanya, who's in San Francisco, ki how's everything going there, you know? And she said, yeah, great event, but Magnus doing what he does always, just scoring win after win.
Yeah. There's also Duda, who's kind of keeping on pace with him, at least as of now, is on 12 points.
But I don't think after today, maybe that happens, yeah, because Liem better now.
Yeah.
And maybe Liem Quang Liem beats Duda today. Let's see.
Yeah.
Okay, rook b1 played. Now what's the point? These two bishops,
now-
you know, ये देखो, ये दो बिशप थे, दोनों इतने अच्छे दोस्त थे एक दूसरे के कि अगर कोई किसी को हाथ लगाने आता है तो दूसरा बिशप बोलता है गेट आउट. I mean,
निकलो भाई.
these two guys are actually going to make this rook's life miserable.
They're like those two brothers who are both dons, yeah?
Exactly. They are those brothers who
एक से पंगा लिया तो
पूरा कोऑर्डिनेशन है, मतलब जो जायदाद है अच्छे से बांट लिया है ब्लैक एंड व्हाइट में. नॉट लाइक I want more, nothing. Like you handle the dark squares. If he goes here, bhai, get to duty. If he goes here, you get to duty. Everyone's having proper job here. And even here, if you go, by the way, there is this check, and all of a sudden could get very nasty. Like check.
actually the point is king g8, bishop p3, Sagar bhai, there is no way to protect the f7 pawn. No way.
What a finish. Like take here. ये बंदे को कौन ही बचाएगा? Rook can't come here. Rook can't come here. These pieces are like हमारा ड्यूटी नहीं है भाई. Dark light squares.
अरे भाई तुम्हारा देखो.
वही king is like क्या जिंदगी है. He goes rook b5 and now.
And I think we will see bishop a4. And I think that again Magnus is going to take home this game in probably 3 matches.
Yeah, 2-0 के बाद again Magnus, I mean Anish will have to do what he did with Pragg, but it will not be easy to do it with Magnus for sure.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Harshit, how does Arjun break through is the $1 million question. Bishop g7 and he finds this very cool move rook d2 because I think he wants to defend d4 and go for c4.
I think, rook d2 was kind of the only move, Sagar bhai, also because bishop into d4 check was a threat from the black side. So had to defend the b4 pawn. And if rook to b4, then there was a very cute idea that maybe black could...
a5,
If a5 is a trick. You should think that you're doing good, but a5 white takes on b6. And after bishop d4, cd4, rook c1, rook to b7. And white wins by queening. Winning by queening, Sagar bhai.
This is one of those things where you give your opponent what he wants and then he realizes this is not what I wanted.
Yes, it's like, baiting someone with a lollipop.
Exactly. It's like ठीक है वो वाला नहीं करते. I was rook c6 played.
Yeah, as you mentioned, I like this idea of going c4 at some point. Seems to be a very nice idea. After rook d6, maybe even go something like c5 and make a passed pawn of your own.
True, that should be winning.
So c4 I think is definitely on the cards here.
But yeah,
maybe black can take, and that is the problem right now for white, that after rook c4, rook d6, the d4 pawn is weak. And if black ever gets bishop c6 and stabilizes there, then I think he will have more than enough to make a draw.
But look at what he did. He went bishop b5 takes.
And maybe now c4.
But c4 dc? Rook c4 just. Yeah, seems interesting. I think c4 definitely worth playing. But Harshit, you could also get the king in like here.
Yeah, I'm just afraid if black can ever like make a blockade after king f2 with b5 and something like that.
Yeah,
But
but
yeah,
you
I
always
think
have
white will
a4.
always have a4 break. And I don't think white. Also to mention guys कि gh5 is never a threat क्योंकि वो gh5 मारा तो फिर rook will attack the h5 pawn and that pawn exchange will be in white's favor.
Correct. So c4 here, I think this is definitely worth thinking about, because this position, you can get your king in, your rook has the open file. So I believe, oh, he goes king f2. Today,
सागर
Arjun,
भाई आप धीरे बोलो, आपके सब मूव सुन रहा है अर्जुन भाई.
I hope Arjun listens to everything that is said today and converts this, because he hasn't won a single game, if I'm not mistaken, right, in this tournament, or has he? Did he win?
Sorry,
Has he won a game?
अभी I don't think that Arjun has actually won a game, Sagar bhai. So maybe we might be potentially looking at his first victory in
Yeah.
this event. In the meanwhile, Magnus Carlsen has made it 2-0.
My God. And this guy, he just converts these positions so easily. After rook b5, check came in, then bishop a4, knight takes, rook takes, and there was absolutely no chance. Look at this. ये देखो हर्षित भाई, ये बिशप बोलता है आई एम डूइंग जॉब, आई एम डूइंग माई जॉब. रुक से भाई मैं आता हूँ गेम में एंड आई एम गोइंग टू फिनिश इट ऑफ. Bishop e3 trades, rook f3. There is no time for this pawn
Oh,
to
yeah.
queen. This is hanging.
Yeah, f7 hanging. Rook f8 will just run into rook to a7, picking up the a4 pawn as you mentioned.
Yeah.
GG.
And meanwhile, Pragg's game, I think this is not going to go anywhere. This is going to be a draw.
So solid, Pragg. Solid
Very
as a
solid.
rock here. Not giving white any chance. I mean, with the black pieces playing against Wesley So, Sagar bhai, what an amazing objective game in the Italian by our boy Pragg.
Showing great understanding. Also, I think these are the games that Pragg plays, which sort of reinforces our faith that Pragg, I mean, be it rapid or blitz, it's all about finding, or classical chess, it's all about finding good moves, which Pragg is doing. So why
Yeah.
won't that translate into actual points when he plays classical chess as well?
Yeah.
Okay, and by the way, I think for Arjun, again, the trick is how to break through. From where does he start? What does he do?
Maybe the other breakthrough, the only other breakthrough I see is the f5 break.
But this gh5, I think
I
it
don't like
eases,
it.
right? Because now you go king d3, rook h2, and this win this pawn.
You can even start with rook h2, I think.
Yeah.
I don't. He goes king d3 because he can pick up the h5 pawn whenever, as you rightly mentioned. He goes h4. Maybe this was his idea, but I think white could still go something like g4.
Yeah, possible. By the way, a very interesting comment here by Swehil, who says two things came out of the Olympiad: Gukesh as an elite player and Harshit Bhai as an elite commentator. क्या
Thanks
बात
a
है?
lot.
Bhai, Harshit Bhai, were you commentating before the Olympiad as well? Had you done any commentary?
No, Sagar bhai, that was the first time that I was commentating.
अरे बढ़िया. And I think you such a natural, like आपका ऐसा, did you ever commentate before, or it's just God
I
gift?
think I just like to speak a lot, so it's easy for me to do it.
Right. I think you are single definitely right now.
अरे
Bishop f6.
आपको बोलना पसंद नहीं शायद.
नहीं नहीं, अब मैं तो कमेंट्री पे बोलता हूँ, बाकी सब टाइम पे तो
मौका ही नहीं मिलता है.
h5 h6 guys, back to chess, because while Harshit may or may not have a girlfriend, I definitely have a wife, so I cannot right now. h6 played by black. So ये तो अब हो गया ना यार, rook g2 f5 break, rook भी खुल जाएगा. I think it's done.
Sagar bhai, but we have to wait until it's done. We've seen, winning positions not being won before. And one of the very nice quotes that I've heard about chess is that one of the most difficult things to do in chess is to win a winning position. Because when you are winning, your opponent puts up the most resistance. Because he doesn't want to lose, and that's why we have to make sure कि हम सब बचा के रखें.
Correct. Yeah, but I think Arjun, this time I don't see black having any play, and I am ready to take on any challenge if Arjun loses this or draws this. कुछ भी कर सकते हैं हम for that, because I this much trust I have Arjun पे. Let's go without discussing further the specifics of that. Queen e3 played by Wesley So.
Mm,
Yeah, I don't think this is going to.
maybe queen d6 simply. Just king g8. Yeah, I think you could just wait all of your pieces. I think we might just see a repetition of moves. Don't really see anyone having chances.
Yeah.
With such low time on the clock.
Greedy VD says Sagar goes bald if Arjun loses this. Bhai, don't worry. Arjun loses or doesn't lose, I will go bald very soon. Don't need to do अर्जुन को हारने की कोई जरूरत नहीं है उसके लिए. Rook d8 played e6.
E6, but now just rook f8 and I think it's all over. Or actually, do you want to go rook f8 or no? Because rook f8 there is rook d3, still trying to keep some chances.
Yep. I think just knight c1 could also be a possible idea here. Not being afraid of this because of the king e8.
I think it's still I don't think he will do that. Because bishop f5, bishop g6 is also coming. Looks scary, at least for the human eye.
This is a draw. You have to play here.
Yeah, that's what I said. Yeah, king e8 didn't look good, but this looks, yeah, I think this is possible to play.
Right.
So,
meanwhile, draw in Pragg versus Wesley So.
Oh, very, very nice result for Pragg.
1-1.
Drawing the black pieces 1-1. Yeah.
बढ़िया मैच चल रहा है यार. ये वाला जाएगा आई थिंक आज तो टाई ब्रेक में.
अरे एकदम क्लोज मैच है यार. पर मैं तो होप कर रहा हूँ कि सब बुलेट जैसा कुछ आर्मैगेडन जैसा कुछ आ जाए तो मजा आ जाएगा.
Oh, sorry, not Giri. This is Anish on
Giri 0-2.
Yeah, I was hoping that would be 1-1, but
even Giri was hoping.
Everyone was hoping for that. But oh. Bye. After this takes rook e3, bg5, he went rook here.
Just rook e1 back, Sagar bhai.
Rook e1 and getting the other rook in was keeping control, because now he allows e5. Fantastic move by Mamedyarov. And we are seeing once again Arjun not showing the best of technique.
But he's still winning, Sagar bhai. So still winning, but needs to be accurate now.
Finds the move. Finds rook e2.
Bishop f4, I think maybe. Looks like the move. Bishop f4 and now 5-4. Oh, he plays it.
Bishop f4.
Rook f1, because bishop e5 guys will run into rook fe1 and pinning the bishop. Very nice move here by Arjun.
Yeah.
b5. Maybe I like this move a3.
How about rook g2? Just trying to enter via g6.
Yeah, also possible. I just wanted to like make this move a3 so that it destroys black's hopes completely. But of course, rook g2, as you mentioned, coming in with the rook to g6, he goes for rook b1. And after a6, I think we will see him playing rook to g1 or rook to b4 actually. Also looks winning.
Yeah, rook b4. Fantastic. This seems done, because I think after rook b4 you have to trade. Otherwise, this bishop is in trouble.
Yeah, and after bishop e5, I don't think he will take that. Maybe he will take on e5. But still after rook c4, d4, king somewhere.
This is winning because of this.
Yeah. Still think that it's not so easy to judge from afar. So maybe I think he might go for rook to g1, which looks more natural to me.
Yeah, meanwhile, what has happened in this game, I think still Liem Quang winning but has to
Yeah.
be careful.
But what if b7 now? Just simply b2
B2
looks winning, right? But
check
maybe rook
maybe.
c6 check
Yeah. And then if you
king.
get bishop f5 somehow.
Yeah. So you just want to take on e6, e7,
Yeah, rook e7 seems like a safe move
easy
to
win.
go for. Let's go back to Arjun's game and see how he continued. He did play a move a3, bishop g5, rook b4.
He plays it. And 6-5, rook back to c8.
And now a4.
And now a4.
Yeah.
Attacking the pawn on b5. And I think, Sagar bhai, we are going to see Arjun winning the first time.
Yes, in this tournament. First
Tournament,
game.
he must be very, very excited.
ये win के बाद I think Arjun will see some sort of more confident Arjun overall.
Definitely. And now I think ab5 and rook b4 back should decide the game. Guys, did you predict Arjun winning या तुमको लग रहा था नहीं convert करेगा?
I think in our chat we had asked, will Arjun win today? And 73% said yes. He will strike today, and 27% said no. And I think 73%, guys, you people here are going to be right.
Yeah.
Let's hope there's still some work. Shakhriyar Mamedyarov not giving that point to Arjun so easily. End तक मेहनत करवा रहा है. Arjun ready to work hard. Yeah.
Bishop e7. But just rook b2 at some point should be very good enough, right?
You mean give up e pawn and take the b pawn?
Yeah.
He does it.
Yeah. Should be winning now, guys.
By the way, here we reach this position and suddenly Duda is back in the game, man. How does Duda do it? He played here. Acha, he played rook e7 के जगह b2, check here, check, and found this move. And now he plays here, take, and I think Harshit, even if you remove this pawn, this is a draw.
Really?
Yeah, this is a drawn endgame. So let's say, for example, I go, let's say king g2, you come here. I play this, you take here. This
is a draw?
Yeah, this you cannot win. I'll just play king g1, king g2. You just cannot win this position. Your king can maximally come here. I'll move my bishop and then king g1, move the bishop. There's no way to get in.
That is insane, Sagar bhai.
It's a fortress. So
yeah.
Rook e1.
Sagar bhai, do you believe in fortresses?
Yes, of course. Although Magnus never does believe. But okay, first
Arjun
win!
Wins the first game. Arjun bhai.
Very calm, very cool, relaxed, didn't emote much. I always am a bit curious, who is that arbiter behind Arjun? थोड़ा ऐसे आगे आते हैं, some hoodie में ऐसे बैठे रहते हैं कोई तो. Can't even identify who that person is.
No, but what a superb win, Sagar bhai, and a very much needed win for Arjun, because this is the first game that he has won, but I'm sure it's not going to be the last one.
I think today is Arjun's day. If Arjun gets into form, what is this? I think Arjun and Pragg play each other on the last round of this tournament, which is going to be great fun. Arjun takes the lead. Pragg So, and now Duda Liem. I think this might end in a draw. So Duda not going to let this go away.
What a resourceful guy, Jan-Krzysztof Duda. Shows why he's on the top of the leaderboard here.
Agreed.
Sagar bhai, this, defending these worst losing positions is a true remark of a strong player.
Absolutely. And I think we have mentioned this before in our commentary. When such positions are saved, it not only gives you that half point, but it takes away the opponent's feeling that he can beat you. Because when you
Yeah,
have such a winning position and you can't win, then it really breaks you down.
yeah,
1 second, I'll just be back. Yeah, Harshit bhai.
yeah, of course. गाइस मजा आया कि नहीं आया यार? अर्जुन पहला गेम जीता है. व्हाट अ नाइस कमबैक. It's very difficult to come back, especially when you lose the first three matches. But Ajuba is showing why he's one of the strongest juniors, not only in India but in the world, beating Shakhriyar with the white pieces, leading 1.5 half. Guys, थोड़ा इंडियन जूनियर्स का कमाल तो मतलब अलग ही है. प्रगनानंदा also playing rock solid as ever. आई एम वेरी क्यूरियस कि भाई 4-5 years बाद जो इंडियन ओलंपियड टीम होगा उसमें सब यंगस्टर्स, गुकेश, निहाल, प्राग, अर्जुन, ऑल दीज प्लेयर्स, क्या ही मतलब मजा आने वाला है 4-5 साल बाद. Going to be super exciting. Or guys, a very interesting thing mentioned by Sagar bhai ki this position, even if white does not have the b5 pawn, is a draw. मुझे लगा था कि ब्लैक कैसे ना कैसे करके ब्रेक थ्रू कर पाएगा, बट इट सीम्स लाइक दिस पोजीशन इज अ ड्रॉ. और यान क्रिस्टोफ डूडा ने हमने इंडियन प्लेयर्स के साथ तो देखा है, कहीं ना कहीं से छुपा हुआ रास्ता निकाल के पहल ड्रॉ कर ही लेता है. टू गुड. एंड लिकोंग लियम इज काइंड ऑफ फ्रस्ट्रेटेड कि भाई कैसे हराओ इसको यार. एंड नेक्स्ट प्रग विल बी प्लेइंग विद द वाइट पीसेस गाइस, थर्ड राउंड में. बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट मैच है, क्योंकि ये गेम अगर समहाउ प्रग मैनेजेस टू विन तो फिर ये मैच में बहुत अच्छा चांस है जीतने का. अर्जुन तो लीड कर रहा है 1.5 half, तो ब्लैक से सॉलिड रहना पड़ेगा. किंग टू c4 पर आई, एज सागर भाई मेंशनड, ये f3 स्क्वायर जो है वो कवर्ड है, और ब्लैक का किंग कहीं से भी एंट्री नहीं ले सकता है. By the way, guys, whom do you predict to be the winner of this tournament? And when I say winner, I mean the second place, because the winner is already decided. मैग्नस जहां भी खेलता है वो विनर तो होता ही है. सेकंड प्लेस किसको मिलेगा? Yeah, many people saying Jan-Krzysztof Duda, and I think so too. क्या ही tremendous form में है. We saw him beating Arjun in that first match जहां पे completely losing था, पर एकदम resourceful player है. और गाइस ये क्वालिटी मतलब बहुत ही इंपॉर्टेंट है कि कभी भी खराब सिचुएशन में हो तो फिर गिव अप नहीं करना है, कीप ऑन फाइटिंग. और ये गेम में भी हमने देखा, was completely losing but made a very nice comeback. And here we see Sagar Shah making a comeback.
हाँ भाई.
नहीं, मैंने बोला Duda is very good at making comebacks, and now we see Sagar Shah making a comeback.
ड्रॉ हो रहा है.
ड्रॉ हो रहा है सागर भाई, क्या मतलब ट्रेमेंडस डिफेंस.
Fantastic. Duda should draw quickly so that we can talk about bit of economics and stuff. Harshit, bhai, today I got 2 books.
What
I
books?
just go to crossword and all to get new books. And
Wow.
one book is
Wow.
How to Listen. And then Amruta was telling me कि भाई ये book मत ले, but I didn't listen to her.
Good one, Sagar bhai.
So at the end of the day, I don't know how useful this book is going to be. And the other one is I had this book by this author. His name is Yuval Noah Harari. He's very well known for his book Sapiens and also a few more that he has written. But this one is in the form of very colorful drawings inside.
Oh.
Yeah, very like maybe for kids or basic stuff.
Sir, Sagar bhai, but I've always noticed that whenever there are pictures,
Hmm.
it helps our mind imagine the situation
Yeah.
and kind of makes us relate more. So I think कि इसलिए मुझे भी हमेशा ऐसे books में कहीं पे picture रहा या कुछ graphic रहा तो it was always interesting for me to read.
Yeah, I know. I think that is the case, but I have also seen people who read without pictures and can actually create pictures in their head. And I think those
Mhm.
are the ones who are very regular readers and they actually don't like the pictures because pictures then sort of takes them in a direction. While if there are no
Yeah,
pictures, they can imagine anything.
little left for imagination when there are
Exactly.
pictures.
If there's
Yeah.
no picture, I can even think I'm a grandmaster, but otherwise I have to always think कि हाँ
Sagar
भाई
bhai, for all of us, you are always a grandmaster.
भाई यही बोल बोल के कभी होगा नहीं गेम टाइटल. By the way, very interesting situation here. He goes
Yeah.
here. So you won't be able to win this pawn.
Yeah. सागर भाई आज भी नींबू पानी है क्या है?
आज कुछ नहीं है भाई. I went to the kitchen to search क्या रखा है आज, but now
आपने सुना नहीं ना उसका?
Amruta is like कि now everything is becoming usual now 1:30 a.m. commentary. So now you are fine. पहले start में थोड़ा ये था ना अलग feeling.
पर चाहिए रहेगा तो किचन में है ही.
भाई कुछ नहीं है. मैगी का नाम मत लेना अभी आज.
सागर भाई इंडिया में डोमिनोज अच्छा मिलता है.
डोमिनोज तो बढ़िया है. But नहीं. Hey, by the way, Harshit, can we go King G4 now?
Yeah,
King
but
F2.
yes.
Okay, but check is King
Check.
G2.
King G2.
Check here, King E3. Or no? King E3, Rook here. And then you do lose this pawn, right? Or not?
I think check.
So let's say check, King E3, Rook
Rook
B2,
B2.
Bishop C6, and this position is drawn.
King D4, King C5. Yeah, simply. It's very.
So you are going for the pawn push now.
Yeah. It's very easy now. We just give up the bishop for the pawn and
Got it. So you are going to play B5, B6 here, get your king, sack for the
Exactly.
pawn, and you queen your pawn. But yeah,
Yeah.
I think one of those cases where the bishop matched the rook.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Mhm.
Duda, so cute. People saying in the chat. Arey wah. Yeah. Harshit bhai, which
Sagar
are
bhai,
some
he
of
was
the...
also-
Sorry?
He was also there in the Bermuda party.
He was, I think, quite drunk at the Bermuda party. I think a lot of players were, including Magnus and all. I think that was the situation at Bermuda party anyway.
Where everyone just wanted to have fun, I
Yeah.
think, they're already playing such a tough tournament. So try to, relax a little bit and get themselves in a nice mood.
Absolutely. Yash Bhanushali says, Sagar bhai, thanks for the giveaway. Just received it today. Oh, blunder bhai. King E4 is winning somehow for black. I don't know why. because the king is coming in. The right move here was b6. But now after king d6, king e4. And I guess the subtle point here is that if you go king c7, king d5,
King D5. Yeah,
b6,
B6 king.
check, king here, king d6,
Very subtle, Sagar bhai.
and wins. Bye bye.
I think it's so subtle that it
You
might
can't
never.
find it. Yeah. But the fact that Liem is thinking, it means that he, oh, he pushed
H3. Yeah.
h3. अरे उसने draw
I
ही in a winning
draw is
position, he made a move which, what a moment that was. And Duda, I think
and I think Duda saw it. I
हाँ.
think Duda saw it.
And I
Ab to
guess how tough was it? Like, just think about it. Like, h3 is the only other move. So king e4, you wait. He can't push the pawn. If he checks, king d4 improves the position, correct? Because then king will go to c5. So you have only move. Again, the
B6.
king is coming here. So you need to
Yeah.
push. Now check. Now
Check. Yeah, I think this check is very hard, Sagar bhai. This
Hmm.
check is very hard.
Got it. If you go here, king c5, b7 again only move. And now king b6. Acha. And then you will sort of win the pawn. Nice. Epic.
Very nice. ये तो draw हो जाएगा.
Himang Ghosh says Sokolov didn't let the Uzbek team go to Bermuda party. He said if it was any consolation, it was the only Bermuda party which Sokolov has missed in all his Olympiads. That is true.
Wow.
That
And
I
it's
think
the only. Wow.
that's the kind of dedication you need to win gold medals, guys. I think at the
I think
end of the day, yeah, Harshit, yeah.
you need to have a perfect mix of being able to have fun and be disciplined, because it's also, in my perspective, very difficult to just be focused and not, treat yourself to some enjoyment, because then life becomes very monotonous and it's very hard to focus when you don't really treat yourself with anything when you do well. So I think कि as a perfect mix रहा तुम्हारे mind में. For example, we also saw Magnus was there at the Olympiad. We also know Magnus likes to have fun, little bit, socialize, have fun. So I think that अगर तुमको पता रहा कि तुम क्या कर रहे हो, and if you do it like, in a disciplined way, you can still do it.
Yes, I think Magnus, I would say, is a role model who is very difficult to emulate, like in many things, right? For example, he goes to
Yeah.
Bermuda party, does this, and then next day he comes and plays well. I doubt if everyone can do that. He's also this guy who sort of plays, and it's a draw, by the way, in the position. He
Yeah.
plays so much online. He believes in rapid, and I think he's just that world champion who has pushed chess in a different direction because of the things that he believes in.
Yeah.
But yeah, you are right. I think, Harshit, that the mix of fun and discipline is very important in life. Somehow the Uzbek team now having fun after winning the gold and
I'm just
getting
learning from you, Sagar bhai.
me. भाई मैंने क्या किया?
Perfect mixture of everything.
Bhai, there is nothing that I do which is very inspiring. But
Arre.
I think what is very inspiring is that while everyone went to Bermuda party, Uzbek team won the gold and now got houses and cars and everything from their government.
Yeah.
Now having the fun.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, this very popular line, yeah? This one.
Yeah,
I think
very
Pragg
popular line.
beat Rajabo once in this.
Yeah. I think Wesley is going to be very well prepared in this line. Um, don't really see Pragg posing many problems, because a lot of pieces usually get exchanged after queen 8, a b4, or queen c8, queen b7, rook f8. But on the other hand, white always has this amazing idea, Sagar, of going b4 to b5,
Right.
which I think even Anand had played once. And
Yes.
after c takes b5, and he goes queen 8 to going the c6.
C6.
And even actually, Sagar, like maybe not now, but it's a very common move to even go with the queen on a8. Let's say b5, cb5, c6, queen c6, rook c1. But of course, now the problem is the queen is also not on e2, so we cannot take on b5 because rook c8 now
Got
is
it.
rook c8 is possible. Bishop a3 is actually just simple falling. But if the white's queen was on e2, then it would have been a possibility. We saw him playing rook a b1.
This is the
Maybe
more positional way of playing. I believe
yeah.
that instead of here castles, this is the line, right? With b5.
Oh, oh yeah, actually, yeah, you're right. Yeah, Sagar and c6. But I
c6.
think it exists with knight h5, knight f4, and castles already. So I think this is a slightly newer position.
I mean, with h3, I think this is also played c4, and I remember that b4,
Yeah.
knight b5, and here in the a4 is the move. Olympiad Shak or in some tournament he blundered with queen c2, allowing b3
You're right.
with a
You're right.
tempo.
It actually probably was the Olympiad.
Yeah.
Now that you mentioned, so
I
very
guess
nice.
Vishy Anand was coming to that day. Remember, and you were training
Yeah.
Samay for getting ready for the commentary. And I remember I went to pick up Anand, and we were discussing this. So that's how I remember. Take, castles, and now this line. Actually, black has less space, very solid. White has more space, as you said. Knight h5 could try, but the bishop will go back. It's one of those positions where I think white can continuously keep putting pressure, but Wesley knows these positions very well.
Yeah. And just a little off the topic, I think Samay is an excellent example of how, being around chess players and being in the vicinity of the chess circle helps you improve the game. I saw like I used to remember seeing how he used to play chess in the beginning, like maybe 1-2 years back, and how much he has improved just in a short amount of time being around you and other chess players.
Yeah.
Is a very good example of how your circle can improve your level.
I think it's only because he thinks that his stand up is important, is the reason why he is not working on his chess anymore. But if he did, I think he can become a very strong player, somewhere close
Yeah.
to 2200 and so on, because
Yeah.
he just the ability to work is so much in him, ability to play throughout and so on.
Yeah.
Aditya Bhopale says something very interesting. Whenever I see you are streaming, my rating increases and it remains steady or declines otherwise. I think it's true that, and I have seen this, Harshit, maybe you have experienced that whenever I prepare chess, and this not happened very recently, but whenever I used to, and then I would play online, I used to feel like there's some purpose behind playing. I used to feel really good. I wanted to be very sharp with all the tactics. I wanted to spot it and so on. But when I would just play like that without any preparation, I sometimes would not do so well. Does that happen to you?
I think it does, because whenever you prepare and whenever you lose a game, you're very curious to know कि यार कहाँ पे आ रहे, कहाँ पे आ रहे, and you're keen to go back and check where you went wrong. Instead, otherwise जब भी मैं खेलता हूँ तब ऐसा लगता है कि एक गेम हार गए, चलो वापस खेलते हैं. So it's very important to take a break and then improve on your mistakes.
Absolutely. Very interesting point mentioned here. While Pragg has brought his rook to c1, ooh, he's closed with b5. Now that side is sort of closed, packed up. Do you think that white will try to open up in the center somehow? Maybe not e4 right now, later on.
Yeah, the thing is, black can get very active if you go something like e4 takes rook a2 very quickly jumping in. The d5 square also becomes very weak. So I don't think you actually want to do this. With the knight also coming into d5. But I think one idea in these positions for white usually is to go knight to e5 to exchange that one pair of knight.
Yeah.
But the problem is Sagar by black is very compact but very solid. Hikaru has been a very common
He plays this a lot.
yeah,
Correct.
he uses this line a lot, and maybe he will go something like h6, just keep on waiting, and it's on white's side to make the next big decision
How
as
to
to how
break
to
through.
improve.
I think maybe you go knight e1, knight d3, first improve your knight, or as Harshit said, knight e5, and then maybe try and start pushing your pawns in the center, but everything has to be done very carefully. The moment you open it up, the rooks are ready to pounce, the other pieces are ready to enter, so it's not going to be easy at all for Pragg. Let's go very
Yeah.
quickly and check the game of Arjun Erigaisi versus Shakhriyar Mamedyarov. And today, for a change, it can so happen that Arjun may win and finish off this match in 3 games.
In 3 games.
Oh, what is this new line Bishop f4 in the Ragozin?
I think it's a very fresh way of playing this. I think we've seen many games of Gukesh in this. It gets very complicated very quickly. ब्लैक कभी कभी नाइट e4 g5 g4 h5 करके ऐसे अटैक करता है. कल we saw Duda playing something very similar in this Ragozin line. Piece sacrifice करके बहुत ही खतरनाक अटैक किया था. And now I think Arjun was a little well prepared against this, and I think has got a very fine position out of the opening.
Yeah, let's see. After castles e3, bishop f5, c6, queen b3, queen b6, bishop e2. The queens were traded. Here, a5, knight a4. And this turns out to be actually an error because of a very important move here, b5, which Arjun finds, and not easy, Harshit bhai, because you are weakening your c6 pawn. But it's all very, very concrete.
Yeah, Arjun today showing very energetic chess. I love how he's playing. Because weakening up the c5 square, but at the same time asking the knights on the edge very tough questions. Now knight to b6 played, getting control over the c4 square. Maybe instead of knight b6, there was
a4 maybe.
a4, which looked very natural to me.
Yeah. Take.
Knight d7, knight takes d7.
You can't come
Knight
here because I'll just take, and I think that is better for black.
That's very good,
Clearly.
because after bishop f6, you're already in big troubles.
And I think the small note for all our viewers here, that whenever there is a weakness, like here in this case, c6 is weak and it's a backward pawn, the square in front of the backward pawn is generally very weak. And whenever you are attacking a weakness, you want a piece to be on the weakness, not a pawn. Like here, this would be a big mistake, because all of a sudden there is now a pawn here, so it's no longer a weak square. The c6 weakness is gone, and this is not how you want to play.
Yeah, very well pointed out, Sagar bhai. But he chose the other approach, went with knight to b6, knight d3, and now going a4.
Yeah. He will put his knight on c4 then.
e5. Yeah, looks good, Sagar bhai. Looks
Yes.
good for Arjun.
Very good. I think Arjun looking sharp here. Let's see how this game goes. Meanwhile, Magnus Carlsen, will he manage to will Anish manage to make a comeback is the question. Because all that Anish needs, all that Magnus needs is a draw now.
Yeah. And this very trendy line, which we've seen many players play recently. e3, f6 takes, bishop g5, take, bishop g2.
Has lot of French-like things right here.
Has a lot of French-like traits, and I think that white is much better because of the pawns on e6, d5, and the bishop on d7. I think that white is going to be a lot better if he manages to exchange let's say even both the knights, um, the ensuing bishop endgame will also be better for white. But I love this knight e2 move, going to
F4.
target the e5 square after routing it via knight f4, knight d3, also knight f4, knight e6, putting pressure.
Mm.
Bishop h3, h4 is also actually a move which is very typical in this kind of lines. So अच्छा खेल रहा है अभी तक तो भी.
Yeah, Anish, I think definitely has his chances here. And once, if he manages to strike in one game, who knows? We might see Pragg Anish like result once again.
Yeah.
By the way, very interesting decision by Wesley So here to exchange of the bishops. Take. But then, don't you think that now the knight on a5 can just block these two rooks?
Yeah. I think that black might at some point think of breaking with e5. So that's something that white needs to be careful about. So I was actually thinking if f4 could be an idea for white, just preventing that in the last move. But the thing is, white also has to be careful about in the future g5 breaks. So
Yeah.
very complicated position. It looks it looks very, very balanced, but there are a lot of nuances. For example, the f4 move shifted the bar in favor of black's favor. So
I want to ask the chat here, and what is a positional pawn sacrifice here that black can indulge in this position? Black to move. That is a very nice move, and I think it's one of those moves which shows the depth of chess, the richness of chess. And guys, don't make moves like e5. That is a suicidal pawn sacrifice.
that's not a
That is just game over sacrifice.
yeah.
So the move, and I think not many have been able to find, which just shows, and I think Harshit bhai, you can explain it to them. This very, very interesting move. By the way, who has got it right? Knight e4, PM,
Yeah.
and Aryan.
Yeah, also two people down who wrote knight fe4 also probably the right move.
Yes, knight fe4 mentioned by Rajanand.
Yeah.
Well done. So
I think the main point is that after knight e4, we also have this intermediate rook a2 which we could play. Also an interesting idea. But after rook a2 Sagar bhai, of course, I'll first explain this. Let's go back at very interesting thing. So d into e4, and now after queen e4, knight f6, black gets total control over the light squares of d5 and e4. Maybe queen d7, queen d5 could be something. Rook a2 coming in quickly. Knight d5 also attacks b4 pawn. But very cute trick was possible if black played rook to a2, Sagar bhai. Instead of d into e4. Can we ask the chat what does white do here?
very cool question. Very tough one here by Harshit. White to move. What should you do? Yeah, everyone wants to go rook b2, which I think seems like a decent move, right? Rook b2, but there's something better than that, guys.
Yeah, that's a very nice resource.
In fact, very few people have actually got this one, and
We have a few.
Vamshi Krishna, Yash Pratap Singh, Abhinav Garg is going up and up. Abhi, Naveen, Atishay, Velvet, Ashish, Shubh, and Insight. Well done, guys, all of you.
Yeah, this amazing move, rook to a1. The point being that rook takes c2 runs into rook takes a8, intermezzo check. followed by rook takes c2, completely winning. And after rook a1, white becomes slightly better. In the meanwhile, Sagar bhai, we had some interesting moves by both the sides. Queen b2, rook a1, e5, queen b2, I think was what happened in the game.
Yeah, I think it went queen c7, rook a1,
Yeah.
e5, queen b2, and
Mhm.
e4 played.
Yeah. Too solid, Sagar bhai. Both sides too solid. Uh, I don't know how either side can make progress.
Yeah, maybe this one also could end in a draw. This match might either
Uh-huh.
end like next game if someone goes all out, or I mean, maybe it's too soon to talk about this also ending in a draw, right? Because
Yeah, because the c6 pawn is always weak in general, and always in the end game, in the knight end game, knight b5 ideas exist. So
correct.
still some chances.
Definitely. So take, knight a5. The knights can otherwise move here. f3 break on cards. So Pragg definitely having some trumps here. Let's see if he manages to convert something out of that into something tangible. Meanwhile, Arjun Erigaisi after a4, knight b c5, knight c4, b3 played. Take, rook a2. Nice little move attacking the bishop.
Yeah.
Rook e1, bishop c5, knight c5, knight d2, and that's the position on the board.
I really like black's position, Sagar bhai, because even if white has two bishops, black has somehow managed to completely paralyze white's position. Rook c1 का कहीं पे नहीं जा सकता है, e1 का कहीं नहीं जा सकता है, knight c5 का हिला तो फिर b3 pawn weak है. So it still looks balanced according to the engine.
But can
But
we go
I
rook
think
a1? And then rook
I think
a8.
rook a1, I will always be met by rook to 8, as you rightly mentioned. वो 7th rank छोड़ना नहीं है सागर भाई rook end game में.
Right. And also the knight, what is he doing on d2 here? Actually, where does it go? It doesn't attack here. This is defended. But maybe e4 is where you want, yeah?
Yeah. Also, knight, it keeps an eye on the f3 square, so you cannot really move the bishop anywhere because of that trick.
Yeah.
h4 now. I was thinking if I could go h5. That was the first question that came to my mind.
h5, g5, and then knight e4, yeah?
And knight e4, yeah, something like that.
Because, this way, like let's say h5, g5, knight e4, I was thinking f3, knight
Yeah.
c5, knight c5 is just b3.
And there is a very rook c5. I was thinking if there is bishop d3 by any chance or something fun.
Because
but
then
I don't know
take, there's knight
if
f3
it's
and
necessary. I don't know if it's necessary, but yeah, it's all these tricks start to become possible. Just rook c8, as you mentioned. Rook c2 next, aa raha hai.
yeah, this is looking good. So I think h4 Arjun is thinking here what to play. And meanwhile, Magnus game, very quickly checking it. I think Anish has a great chance today. This game.
Yeah. This game, at least. Yeah.
This game, he has an amazing chance to beat Magnus, and we will see Magnus playing out of his skin now to try and not draw the game. I mean, not lose the game.
Yeah, and knight e5, a very nice idea. If you take on e5, I think white will definitely want to take with the rook, keeping a piece on the e5 square, as you mentioned. कि e6 pawn weak है तो उसके सामने pawn नहीं रखना है.
Absolutely. So taking here would be a horrible mistake, because then black is just doing completely fine.
Yeah.
Okay, meanwhile, h5 played by Wesley, and now he went f3. A very interesting decision. He could have taken, by the way, take queen c8 with some ideas here. Could have played that way, but he went h5, knight a5. Yeah, Harshit, I think this could get some trouble, right? For example, why didn't Pragg go take
Mhm.
And then whatever you take with, then I play knight a5. I mean, why not?
Yeah.
Or you could have
Seems
even won a pawn.
no, you cannot win a pawn because after knight 8, it's not protected by the
Oh,
queen.
sorry, I thought queen was on c2. Sorry, Harshit bhai. I thought queen c2, but yeah, here taking could have been a possibility.
Yeah.
But instead he went knight a5.
95 looks very interesting. I think this game could definitely heat up. Lot of interesting ideas, as you mentioned, with fe4. Also, after ef3, gf3, there's going to be other weaknesses in the black scam. Queen h2, queen d6 is a very interesting
Arey bhai.
idea once you ever take that. So, कुछ तो हंगामा हो सकता है अभी भी.
Yeah, let's see. So here, this is the position. Meanwhile, Duda and Liem, after Liem drew the game, now he's trying to win this one by going for an all-out attack. This will be fun.
Wow. Very, very exciting game. And knight into e5, I think rook e5. He's thinking? I thought rook e5 will be an automatic.
Yeah, he's just trying to make sure. I'm sure Anish will go rook e5 and g5 on the board here after rook f e8, rook f a8.
Yeah.
Here.
Knight e4 looks very natural somehow, Sagar bhai.
So let's say you do this. I take
Yeah, I take.
with the bishop,
does
right?
it.
Because
Yeah.
if you take with the knight, I believe this is a free pawn. Or not.
I think with the bishop just makes so much sense.
Yes.
Even this looks interesting.
Because here now you're also attacking this pawn.
b3 pawn. Also, you also have some ideas in the future of like bringing a rook to the h file and some mating ideas.
True.
So knight fe4 and Mr. Shaq is thinking. Mr. Shaq is thinking here. Looking fresh here, Mr. Shakhriyar Mamedyarov. If you notice, Sagar bhai, Magnus is the only guy who doesn't have black hair.
Ah. True. That's a very important observation. Whenever I see Magnus's hair, there's this recent meme, I think, that was posted by chess.com, where they said that for every like they get, every 250 likes they get, they will increase Magnus's hair somehow. And that post got like, what, 20,000 likes or something. So
Oh
they
my
made
God.
his hair huge, like the entire. It's a very nice post. Okay, by the way, come on. Here we are talking about weaknesses, how it's important to keep a peace, and Anish is just to prove us wrong. Says, sorry
That's
guys, I'm going to take with the pawn.
तुम सो ही जाओ.
Yeah, just why are you guys commenting? I think, but objectively, Anish has made a mistake. He should have taken with the rook.
Rook e5 was an automatic, Sagar bhai. You cannot allow this e6 pawn to not be weak anymore. And we were just mentioning how it's such a bad decision to take this with the e pawn, but maybe Anish saw something there. But now after queen g5, it seems like black is totally back in the game. Tough day for Anish.
Yeah, and now all of a sudden it seems like Magnus is going to take over. There's a move that sort of wins. What's your first intuition, Harshit bhai?
Rook c2, a4, and
Hey,
now Sagar by e1.
अरे
Something like rook
भाई,
c2 can
ये
come.
क्या चल रहा है Anish? What is he up to? Because now look at this here.
Yeah. What if knight h4 or something like that?
Yeah, better move. Something even stronger.
Knight e3. No.
How about
second.
knight g3?
Oh, yeah. But knight h4 looks very strong
I
somehow.
think they're also winning.
H4
after-
rook at 8 f2. Very cute idea. And if hg5, then rook g2, king h1, rook h2, king g1, rook cg2 is Shahmat.
No, how is it? Oh my god, this bishop controls this square.
Sagar bhai.
So take, check here, and mate. Wow, beautiful. So
Knight h4, I think, is a very classy move.
very good move, knight h4. Also, knight g3 is winning. So this seems like the game has just turned on its head.
He took it.
Magnus को क्या बोलते हैं? Doesn't need an invitation. Like if you tell Magnus, please come to my home for dinner, he'll come. मतलब बहुत बार बुलाना नहीं पड़ता है. Like here, the king is just, there's no need to invite him again. The rooks are just coming in.
But it always funnily for us, but of course not for Anish. Seems like he's on the opposite end of this attacking sacrifices. Have to feel for him.
नहीं हर्षित भाई, last 4-5 moves that Anish has played feels like as if he wants to go home. Just think about it, right? He had such a great position. From there, he takes this.
Insane.
Then he
How can you take with the deep one?
Then he goes here, allowing this. Then he plays this, allowing this.
No, Sagar bhai, how can you take with the deep one? That's just insane to me.
I'm sure he had his logic there, that something where he didn't like rook e5 ke baad some point. But yeah, this means that.
Yeah, now of course in big trouble.
Because if you take now fg3, the rook comes in
the attack, and queen h5 is also in the air. Too much attack.
Yeah, this is gone. So
the point is that bishop h1, there is rook to f1 check.
Oh.
That's the point.
But yeah, there are queen h5 also winning here.
Yeah, but rook f1 just
beautiful, well spotted. Because of this bishop here, the rook has to be taken by the rook, which gives up the control of e3 square, which ends the game in checkmate.
Yeah, maybe Sagar bhai, quickly we can go to Pragg's game, as this one seems to be almost, and we see this queen h2 idea by
Pragg. Kya baat hai, Harshit bhai. Great suggestions, and now I think that this game is going to get very sharp. If you enter here to attack this pawn is hanging.
So we might see some situation where black gives up the c6 pawn and takes white's h3 pawn, and will get very complicated after that. It will be a race.
Absolutely.
It will be a race between if we can finish the 4 games in time, or you will need to go to sleep.
Yeah, I think it's going to be not easy for me. I might say, oh my god, look at Arjun. Arjun is like, Sagar bhai, don't worry, I'm finishing it.
Wow.
F3 here played blunder because it allows knight g5.
Oh.
And the subtle point is this take here.
Yeah.
Rook is hanging.
Amazing. Fine by Arjun, playing top class chess today.
Absolutely, yeah. Very sharp. Knight g5. Let's see if he can take the game to its logical conclusion.
Yeah.
So Arjun winning. And knight g6. Pragg now down to 3 minutes, 5 minutes, 50 seconds.
Because goes queen d6, but this will be very, very double-edged Sagar bhai after queen h3, knight c6. Knight h4 coming in, all sorts of ideas for black too.
अरे बाप रे, ये हो गया.
हाँ.
They did play this. Unbelievable.
अगर भाई माइक्रोफोन कनेक्ट तो नहीं हो ना हमारा किसी के साथ.
पर ये क्या चल? This is actually Pragg has taken so much risk now.
Too much risk. Yeah. Maybe knight e2 or something like that to just make sure like you have some piece around the king.
If you play knight e2, it's over.
Oh my god. Such a big attack, yeah?
Huge attack.
Huge attack coming in for white. Has to be very careful. मुझे पता भी नहीं कैसे क्या move करेंगे.
Knight d5 seems like the only move.
Just take up a pawn, yeah.
Yeah.
And after knight h5,
Take here. Check.
and somehow exchange pieces. Very nice, very nice. I think Pragg will have to spot it. Also seems kind of natural. Just pawn mil raha hai, maro. 2 minutes on the clock for him though, so has to be a little careful.
True, true. h4 played.
h4 played. And I think we might see Arjun taking Shaq down in 3 games. Magnus Carlsen, we already saw, was winning in that match too. But what? Ye kya ho gaya?
Something went wrong. He took here. Arjun took with the rook, king f2,
I
and
mean,
now
knight h3 check.
he had to give this check. King, and it was over actually. If you go king
Knight e1, knight g1.
g1, and king g2.
G2 just bishop d3 also looks winning.
And so knight g1 is just over.
Yeah.
Because if bishop f1,
there is rook, knight takes f3.
Yeah, absolutely. Knight takes, and then this is hanging. So somehow Arjun.
Again, a small miss by Arjun, guys.
Why did he not play this check? Is a big question. He goes knight e6.
And now Shakhriyar is, of course, not going to, miss this opportunity back in the game.
Yes, and Pragg game. Let's quickly check what is up with him. Pragg blunders with knight e2, allowing knight h5.
Like I mentioned, Sagar Bhai was so normal as a human being to play, but this knight h5 move.
Can Wesley find it? Because if Pragg cannot find knight d5, it's also possible that Wesley might not find knight h5.
Black does not have many moves here, which is why he might find that move with the using the method of elimination. He does have a 2-3 minute lead on the clock, so giving Wesley a chance to make a huge win with the black pieces, because after that it will be very difficult to do anything with the white pieces.
Yeah, agreed. Man, if Wesley manages to win this, Pragg was definitely in a big pressure in this match. But for right now, it seems like Pragg has not spotted that his move is so bad, while Wesley also does not know.
Even I didn't know.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, when you see knight h5, the engine shouting -8.
Oh my god.
-8 is huge. Yes.
But it's
finds it. What a move by Wesley So. Brilliant chess.
ये क्या हो गया सागर भाई?
Yeah, it's just unfortunate, but I think this goes to show how necessary it is to stay sharp against these top players. They're just like, don't give any chances. And now queen h1.
And now h3 is coming with queen g2, and it's just no way to avoid it.
Yeah. It's over. And meanwhile, Magnus Carlsen making short work of Anish there. This is over. So Magnus wins 3-0.
Arjun bhai?
Still around equal. But I think Arjun has chances here.
Maybe we can stick with this game, Sagar bhai. It seems like the other games have kind of been decided.
Absolutely. Second.
Guys, अभी मुझे टेंशन आ गया कि सागर भाई वापस आएंगे क्या नहीं. King f2, rook b2. ये गेम important है guys, by the way, अर्जुन के लिए, because he's leading 1.5, but needs to make sure that he does well here, because he had a very big advantage, so he needs to calm himself down and play objectively. Rook to b2 played, still a very complicated position. Rook b2, maybe something like knight takes, rook takes e2 and knight d4. Some crazy ideas like this can be possible, maybe. Shakhriyar down to his last 2 minutes, guys. And Magnus Carlsen, as we see, has won his game and won the match 3-0 against Anish Giri. This guy, Magnus Carlsen, किसी को नहीं छोड़ता है. गाइस, 1 मिनट शक्रियर के पास. अर्जुन, ये गेम भी जीत जाएगा क्या? ये गेम भी जीत जाएगा क्या? रुक बी टू, शक्रियर स्टिल थिंकिंग. And black is a pawn up. We can see your g7, f7, d5, b5, 4 versus 3 pawns. And surprisingly quick comeback by Sagar bhai.
या भाई, इधर तो बहुत ही वाट लग सकता है अर्जुन का. आई मीन, in other games anything can happen, so I didn't want to sort of stay away from this. But what do you think, Harshit bhai, who has the better
20
practical
seconds.
chances?
I just don't understand how. Oh, did Wesley win? I think Wesley won.
Yeah, he won.
Wesley has won his game, putting him in tough situation. But we have this game 32 seconds for him. I think Arjun still has good practical chances.
I think he won.
King to e1 played. Maybe rook to b1 check followed by knight to c1 could be something that Arjun might consider.
Also, how about knight g5?
Oh, I love that idea as well. Knight g5, putting pressure on the f3 pawn. Also threatening something like bishop to g5. He goes rook b1 though.
Your move.
Yeah.
Do you think they'll agree to a draw? And also, I think Arjun might be okay with a draw, right? Because
I don't think Arjun will agree to a draw.
really,
He's a pawn up. Yeah, I think he will definitely play for a win. From knowing Arjun, he loves to try to like defend these positions, like play these positions where he's up on material. I think he might go for this knight c1.
Also, our chat was asking, is there a possibility somewhere to take on d4 and play like this?
Yeah.
That's a very good suggestion, yeah, by chat.
Rook into b4
Oh,
is
they
also
drew.
an idea. Oh, they drew.
He just repeated, and I think that's a good result for Arjun.
Because he's leading.
Yeah, absolutely. So 2-1 in the match here.
And everything boils down to the last game.
Well, Liem is actually better here, clearly. But g5, what a move.
Yeah.
You can't do en passant. Queen is hanging.
Amazing. This क्या Jan-Krzysztof Duda से comeback recipe लेना चाहिए.
Exactly. I think it's all about confidence. So confident in general.
The clock situation is heavily in Liem Quang Liem's favor. 9.5 minutes.
Can we just check the end of the game of Wesley and Pragg?
Yeah, let's go there.
Because after knight h5, there came knight g1, queen h1, knight e2. He missed this move because check takes over. Just h pawn queen, huh?
Yeah.
I think Pragg just lost his sense of danger when he entered here. Like everything was fine. Just this queen d6 move.
You know, sometimes you overpress with white, thinking that you should play for a win with white, but sometimes you have to be objective too, and it's not easy.
That is true. Now must win for Pragg in the last sort of 15 minute game.
Yeah.
G5 played, and Queen H5 is the best move.
Yeah. Queen H5 idea. Rook DG1, maybe H4, sacrifice on G5.
Right. So beating Nihal, Arjun, and now Pragg, Swahil says. Absolutely, I think. Oops.
Oops, तेरे दिल में थोड़ी खाली सी जगह थी.
Sorry.
Oops, मेरे दिल में थोड़ी खाली सी जगह थी.
Swahil, Tata Steel Chess India, is Duda coming to India?
I am actually not sure, Sagar bhai.
भाई, if he comes to India, then
वो तो
फिर
भाई
तो सबको हरा के चला जाएगा. Oh, I didn't know that Duda was one of the participants of Tata Steel Chess India. Maybe he is.
इंडिया में हमारा होम ग्राउंड एडवांटेज है सागर भाई.
But फिर भी 1 second, players. No, there is no Duda revealed yet. Wesley, Mamedyarov, Gukesh, Vidit, Arjun, and Nodirbek. 6 are revealed.
Okay.
Wesley is coming. Okay, got it.
55 seconds for
Queen
that.
H5, बढ़िया move. Oh, Rook C7. Bhai, find the best move here for white. Harshit bhai, let's do some training. White to play. बढ़िया चाल. Stopping Rook H7. Now, what is the only defensive move for black?
Queen G7.
What is the only move for white then?
Rook G1.
Yes, but something stronger. Now.
E5.
Yes. Take.
F6.
F6, there is.
Take. No, take. No, if you take now, I just take on C6 and go Rook G1.
Take.
And Rook G1.
And Rook G1. Game over.
Yeah. If I played.
You found it.
These guys were very strong.
And this?
And then Bishop D5 check.
King F8.
And maybe EF6 or Queen H8, one of them.
Check. King E7.
Rook H7 maybe.
Yeah, Rook H7, King D8, Rook C7, and then EF6. That's just better for. This might be close to winning.
Yeah.
So great analysis there. And by the way, he took on F3 and Queen F3. Good move played. Why did he have to play Rook C8?
Go Rook C1 maybe. Or I don't.
Okay.
Some chances.
Now, Harshit,
He just has 2 less time.
White to play. डूडा अगर ये पोजीशन बचा लिया तो भाई मैं तो पागल हो जाऊंगा.
Rook G1 maybe.
Rook G1. भाई Rook G1 मूव खेला तो शायद ब्लैक बच जाएगा. How about Rook C1 then? No, or not?
Rook C1, I thought. Okay, yeah. The Rook C1 is.
Oh man. जो मूव तुम बोल रहे हो सही है. But actually Rook C1 is not a good move because of Queen D5. Check. King here.
And at some point take on F6 should be winning. F5 मारा पर डूडा ने.
Oh, this is over f6.
Yeah, you can't. Yeah. Too less time on the clock for him to be resourceful.
Yeah. Time. Actually, some people think some players are good at time pressure. It's just that they blunder lesser than others, but blunder तो सबसे होता है.
टाइम बहुत ही यूनिक चीज है सागर भाई.
True.
कब चली जाती है पता नहीं चलता.
वही. Actually, very important to do things that you love in life. What do you
नींद
think?
कभी वैसे ही है.
नींद कैसे उड़ जाती है? क्या ही करेंगे? मैं कभी सोचता हूँ हर्षित भाई that in life what is the most important thing? What do you think?
I mean, if I were to quote જેઠાલાલ, ખાવાનું પીવાનું મજા કરવાનું. But no, of course, jokes apart, I guess it has to be something related with doing what you like.
But why to do things all the time?
तो क्या करने का?
Just living life, being happy.
तो सही है.
हर्षित लाइक अभी तो मैं 21 साल का हूँ, अभी तो करने का बहुत कुछ करना है लाइफ में.
मुझे ट्रैवलिंग सागर भाई मुझे ऐसा लगता है कि लाइफ में एटलीस्ट 100 कंट्रीज तो भी ऐसा ट्रैवल कर सका मैं. मेरा लाइफ टाइम एम है. तो ऐसा जस्ट नए कल्चर, नए लोग, नई जगह, दैट्स माय लाइक that would be my goal, life goal, I think.
And I think that's also very interesting thing to do, right? Because if you can travel, there's no better teacher than traveling.
चलो सागर भाई ये सब तो चलता रहेगा. निकलते हैं.
मैं सोच रहा हूँ ये क्या तुम मिजू में जाके पढ़ाई कर रहे हो, इधर ट्रैवलिंग कर सकते थे. मुंह ये देखा क्या मुंह किया है रुकी 2. मतलब ओह बट अच्छा ट्रैप लगाया था because guys if you take rook g6 there is a counter check and you lose material. But Liem Quang scores the win. So यहाँ पे score is 2-1 now.
2-1 for Liem. Carlsen का तो खत्म हो गया. And Arjun leading 2-1. Pragg trailing 1-2.
Carlsen has already won this event, right?
Yeah.
Not this event, but the overall Champions Chess Tour he has won.
Okay.
Harsh Mishra says, apart from traveling and having food and sleeping. Vishal Kaliswaran says, you should have control over your time. That's an important thing, Harshit bhai. That you can do what you want in your life with your time.
Yeah, that's true. I think the biggest thing, which I always think has been a setback for most of the people is comparing. I think that in all aspects of life, like, when you compare something to someone or someone to something, तो हमेशा ऐसा लगता है कि यार मैं पीछे रह गया हूँ या फिर मैं ऊपर हूँ या नीचे. ये सब मतलब kind of changes the way you sometimes do things.
But then, I mean, living together is natural, no? That comparison will happen. Like as a society, we are all living together.
पर अगर मुझे फॉर एग्जांपल व्हाइट शर्ट पहनना है पर बाकी के मेरे 4 दोस्त फॉर एग्जांपल पिंक पहन रहे या whatever it may be, then even if I want to do something, I will be inclined towards doing something what everyone else is doing. So that's the only thing that I don't like with comparing.
But you generally will wear what you want, right? Like in your case, I don't think you will get impacted by what others are doing.
Yeah, at least I usually try to do that.
Yeah, I think that makes a lot of sense. that everyone does what they like. And I think one of the very good messages that I have learned is compare yourself of yesterday with what you are trying to achieve. Yeah, like just मतलब
Mhm.
उसके साथ comparison करो खुद के साथ.
Wow. Mhm.
तो अगर कल मैं सोया नहीं था 6 बजे तक, then I can think that I should try and sleep sooner. So, or I mean, in general, like if you are practicing chess and you are able to practice for like 5 hours, you may want to improve it to 5 hours, 15 minutes, and so on.
Yeah.
Dhananjay ji, thank you for becoming backer of Indian chess. I think there was one question for you, Harshit ji. Harshit bhai, what are your go-to openings with both colors? Mayank Dubey asks. How would you describe your playing style? And third question, are you playing any tournaments in the US?
Oh. Um, so I'll start with the first question. I love playing the Najdorf opening with both colors,
Acha.
as white and black. And I've been playing it since मैं बहुत छोटा था. तो वो एक opening जो मुझे बहुत पसंद दोनों साइड से. Um, and I think my style has, I think many of you know, or at least could figure out by my analysis, is that I love playing attacking chess, and that I love tactics, I love dynamism. I think that's where that's the kind of chess I like to play. And I do play tournaments in US kabhi kabhi, but it's very difficult to play here because first of all, they always have double rounds, and I have to play during my school break or during school. तो फिर school का भी कुछ ना कुछ रहता है करने के लिए. But the next tournament of mine is going to be the US Masters, which will start in around a week or something like that.
What is US Masters? It's a round robin event.
It's an open event, but it's a very strong event. I think there are 40 grandmasters playing. So
Where
um,
is it happening?
it's in North Carolina, in Charlotte.
How far is it from you?
It's like 2 hours by flight.
Acha, you will go by flight.
Yeah.
Badhiya. Harshit bhai, how is US overall? Like, अच्छा है क्या? You recommend?
इट्स वेरी इंटरेस्टिंग. यहाँ पे सागर भाई सब कुछ एक मतलब हमारे यहाँ से थोड़ा अलग है कि सब कुछ खुद अपना अपना करना पड़ता है. इंडिया में वी ऑलवेज हैव सम सहारा ऑफ पीपल अराउंड अस एंड स्टफ लाइक दैट. यहाँ पे थोड़ा ऐसा यू हैव टू बी वेरी इंडिपेंडेंट एंड बी एबल टू लिव जस्ट बाय योरसेल्फ. मुझे पर्सनली खुद को सागर भाई यूरोप बहुत पसंद है रहने के लिए. उधर चेस टूर्नामेंट्स भी बहुत होते हैं, ट्रैवलिंग करना भी बहुत आसान है, और इंडियन खाना वगैरह भी कहीं पे आसानी से मिल जाता है. सो आई पर्सनली लाइक दैट हियर. बट यहाँ पे यूएस में रिसोर्सेज बहुत है, तो फिर जो अपॉर्चुनिस्टिक है वो बहुत अच्छा कर सकता है.
Correct. Correct. But for you, it's like basically studies is the key. You couldn't find something in Europe?
They don't have universities which have both chess and academics. So उधर जाता था मैं, तो मैं सिर्फ academics करना पड़ता था, and I didn't really want to do just that.
Right. Right. Do you think this program works in general? Like they do, I mean, but I see that most of the people they chess भी खेलते हैं, पढ़ाई भी करते हैं, but फिर आगे क्या होता है? Do they then make life in chess or do they make life careers in their profession, what they have learned? I mean, education.
So one of the things is some of the people just want to have education to learn some new aspects. Maybe उनको कुछ profession उस मतलब maybe for example I'm not sure if I want to do a profession in economics, but I'm very happy to know these concepts कि भाई क्या होता है, मतलब I'm just curious in that. So some people just want a good degree, and after they get that, maybe they can make a call in terms of how they are at that point in their chess career.
Got it. So what you are saying is that it's you just are there for some good experiences, yeah?
Yeah, and you're basically trying to, in some ways, keep a balance between both.
Correct. But I mean, you are already a GM and you are so good at chess. You could continue that and keep getting stronger, right?
Yeah, but sometimes you don't want to just completely devote your time to one thing. Especially someone like me, I love playing other sports too. Football, basketball, सब खेलना बहुत पसंद है मुझे. So
I'm looking for one book here. It's very interesting. I don't know how relevant it is, but once again.
mhm. And Arjun's guys just needs one draw to win the match, and Pragg needs to win to survive. So two important games. And what is this book?
It's called Essentialism.
Uh-huh.
Again, in that there's one diagram that I want to show you, and maybe you can think about it at some point.
Mhm.
Hmm.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so I see. Uh-huh. And
This
what
is
does this mean?
this sun is
Mhm.
this is like not sun, but this is your energy that
Mhm.
is going in all different things, and this is your energy going in only one thing.
Oh,
So they say that if you put our energy in one thing, you go ahead. So
yeah.
what is your take on that?
No, yeah, it makes a lot of sense. That take that, like if you have a purpose of some sort and then you know what you want to do.
It's an important thing. We can discuss it later. Right
Yeah,
now, Arjun Bhai versus Mamedyarov has started.
yeah.
By Harshit, by tomorrow you will come to commentate, no?
Of course, it's also very interesting to, get your experienced opinion on this and learn new things about philosophy.
नहीं नहीं ऐसे नहीं. I was just discussing some things, nothing like that. By the way, this is something that Arjun did play against Magnus Carlsen earlier in this
Yeah.
tournament.
And we saw that Magnus actually got the better of Arjun in that game. So maybe Shakhriyar wanted to, do something similar, get an interesting fighting game, and maybe try to outplay him later.
Hmm. Correct, and I think must win for Shak, and I think an experienced player like Shakhriyar will try any and everything to win, which means that
Mhm.
Arjun has to play really carefully.
Yeah.
क्या लगता है आज
But as we
हर्षित भाई? Do you think Arjun will do it?
Yeah, I actually have a feeling, especially after playing that game with Magnus, I think Arjun might have, analyzed something in this line
Hmm.
uh, and improved upon that. And ड्रॉ ही करना है, तो ज्यादा कुछ रिस्क लेने की भी जरूरत नहीं है.
Right, right. Let's see. Let's see. It's a tricky situation to be in when you have to just draw the game to win the match, because somewhere your mind says to you कि draw chalega. Somewhere you know that this is not the uh, maybe some risky line is the best line. You don't want to take that risk, and all of those things will come into the picture. Let's see how that goes. Meanwhile, Pragg needs to win with black, and this is going to
Oh,
be very interesting.
and he goes for a very sharp line. Knight, bishop f4, knight e4. Um,
Can we look at from the start? Like D
yeah,
कौन सा ये opening
Nimzo queen c to d6, I think was the line.
अच्छा
Uh, d, knight g4, knight f3, knight c6, bishop f4, knight d4. Interesting choice by Pragg, Sagar bhai, क्योंकि he had to kind of surprise Wesley
yeah
somehow.
yeah absolutely. I think one of the advantages that Pragg has is RB Ramesh being around there, and
Uh-huh.
he's very carefully looking at all the possibilities. And जो 10 minutes मिलते हैं, he discusses with Pragg like all that he can do, and that's how you can see how Pragg is playing quickly. He seems to
Mhm.
have guessed Wesley's opening.
Yeah.
What do you think? Oof, Wesley, bhai, he finds the best move.
No,
This
he's so good with his opening knowledge and where to put the pieces. Um, and now it's upon Prague. Maybe he's trying to remember as well what the theory goes. Like c5 does seem like a natural move, but then I think black white can just castle long and put pressure on the D line. So खेला पर अभी long castle.
uh oh, long
Queen
castle.
a5. Long castle. I think Queen a5 is the trick.
Acha,
Okay.
getting really active and um but somehow h3 seems to trap the knight, yeah.
Mhm.
I mean, you have to go back, which is not happy thing. So long castle actually was a great move, Harshit, and should have been tried. Maybe f6 is play. Should have been, or he might play it still.
Yeah.
But also another question is what about h3? Because this is now where does your knight go?
Yeah, I think already you're it's very hard decisions. Maybe knight f3, gf3, queen d4 or something like that might have to be played. I have no idea how else
But
black
queen
can play
d4
this.
is just losing, no? After
Oh,
h4.
you just take on g4. I'm not threatening the
Yeah,
bishop.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, you're right. So maybe I have to. I don't know what to do. Maybe I have to go for this ugly knight at 6, but that doesn't seem fun at all.
Yeah, because after you do this,
Just
let's
might
say
get
I just
mated there.
take, take, and then long castle. I mean, this is
Hmm.
over, yeah. Your king is too weak.
Yeah,
So
c5. Lead.
actually, c5 was a positional error. I mean, positional or what? Sorry, just a mistake.
Yeah, and Wesley is thinking he
He
plays
played it.
h3. क्या करेंगे सागर भाई? Maybe Praggnanandhaa just miss missed his opening move order.
Look at Pragg there. He's
Yeah, he's
kind of
just shaking
upset
his
with
head.
himself and having missed.
Yeah, because now what do you do? I don't see any move to even continue the game normally, Sagar bhai.
Yeah.
Is it like queen a5, knight b3 also doesn't work because queen c2 attacks the so I was thinking something like queen a5, edge g4, knight b3, but nothing like that makes sense, of course, because after the h line opens, there's going to be queen c2 and
Yeah. It's just mate. Double
so I
attack.
don't see any trick actually. Like I'm trying to search for a trick which tactically saves black, but दिख तो नहीं रहा है.
Even the engines don't see it, and they just. I think here this might be the best thing that can happen. But
Hmm.
if you think about it, if you
So
have to
rook
go
h2.
here,
Yeah, and knight f2, there's rook h2, right?
yeah, it just traps the knight and wins the game. So that's where you have to go knight at 6, take gh, and in such a position, I think in a must-win game, this is already gone
Yeah. Hmm.
because
What
this.
if what was the best move instead of c5, Sagar bhai?
Yeah, I think till here Pragg played okay. I think the main move was knight takes f3 perhaps if
gf,
gf,
now queen d2,
queen takes, king takes.
rook d8 maybe.
Yeah, rook d8.
Oh, and something like rook. Hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, really? Yeah. I was thinking, yeah, bishop g3, and now we have this h6 square, yeah.
And then you are
Like,
just getting
point.
this knight f5, yeah.
Very nice, but not easy at all.
But this does not happen now, yeah, Harshit, because if you take c5 here, take this, check.
Because now there is rook d8, king somewhere.
And now just take this.
Yeah. Bishop d3 or no. Yeah, bishop d3, bishop e4, and just trapping the rook on f4.
Yeah, if you take here, then maybe bishop
Bishop
h7
h7, knight e4.
already, when bishop back could be a big threat. So yeah, it's complicated, but this is how it was better.
Not in the right direction, at least.
Pragg now just trying his best to look for practical chances, but it seems like the position is not in his favor at all.
Yeah.
Also, Arjun Erigaisi versus Mamedyarov. 95? 94? Bishop f4, e5. Arjun
Just go
playing it
for a draw,
simple. Yeah.
But that's the problem, Sagar. No,
Things getting nasty here.
because g5, I would guess.
Bishop g3, I think.
Can I take or no?
Well, maybe rook e1 is what you will face trouble with, perhaps.
Just bishop e6 or bishop
Yeah.
f5.
And actually, this position is around equal, but I would say black has a very comfortable position. Bishop f5, b5.
Yeah, Sagar, but this situation where you need a draw is very dangerous because you usually play for like you without having this draw safety. White would have never played such drawish chess.
Yeah, agreed. But also, I think Arjun is learning a lot through all these experiences that he is
For
getting.
sure, for sure.
And that is the main thing at this age, where you are trying to break into the best in the world. The more you can learn, the better it is.
You have to learn from experiences.
Yeah, absolutely.
Bishop e6 played. Arjun thinking सागर भाई एक तो मतलब आज चमत्कार हो ही जाए क्योंकि Pragg seems to be in a tough shape, so Arjun has to be the one shining today.
Absolutely. One of them has to start hitting. And yesterday it was Pragg who beat Liem Quang 3-0. Today it might be Arjun who will beat Mamedyarov. Let's quickly check. Oh, by the way, this has happened.
Yeah, has happened and not so easy. And in the other game, we also see the variation we were just looking at, and he goes for this rook d8. So we might see the same variation which we were mentioning, but I think this inclusion of c5 and h3 favors white a lot more because he can now capture on g4 with the h pawn.
Agreed. So that's the reason why rook d4 isn't as strong.
Now rook d4 played, and we might see h4, rook f4. Such an accurate game by both sides, but Wesley, being a little more accurate from the white side, showing his class.
Meanwhile, Arjun did go f4 here.
Wow. Wow, that was a big move.
Somewhere I get the feeling that Arjun is just playing for a draw here.
Yeah, he's completely playing for a draw. And I'm hoping that he manages to do it because I think he's a teeny tiny bit worse.
Agreed.
Queen f5, rook e6, rook g6, maybe something. Queen d5, rook e6, rook g6, maybe something like that could come into play. Sagar bhai, what do you think कि Arjun बचा पाएगा lead?
I think so, because now that with only one pair of pieces left, on the board. Doesn't seem too difficult.
Mhm.
But then again, we have seen Arjun making some errors in the simple positions. Let's hope that today he doesn't do it. I think he'll win without any tie breaks.
Yeah. And I think that's the only other.
Liem and we have Magnus and Anish here. That's why it was empty. Thought that was why have Liem and Duda not taken chairs. Must win for Duda now.
Yeah, must win. And we see another French defense. It at least looks like from Liem Quang. Maybe something. I think he has good chances to win Jan-Krzysztof Duda, at least from the opening as a complicated position. Maybe h4, h5, rook h4, and something interesting along those lines could be seen.
By the way, Queen G6 played, Rook F1 by Arjun, playing quickly, showing his confidence. Isn't the E5 pawn hanging, or it's just a sacrifice you are ready to make?
I think it's a sacrifice you're ready to make. You can probably even consider taking on h6 after that. So it's not fully a sacrifice. Also, after bishop e5, you have to be worried about your king side safety.
He took.
Oh, he took it. Takes on h6. Rook e6. I guess bishop f4 will be played. Yeah.
Or he's just offering a trade. I think Arjun is playing it very steady and simple.
Yeah.
I think if you take here, takes with.
Oh, this is just no rook f4. You cannot make your king so weak. Yeah, rook af1 also coming. Jabardast attack aa jayega.
Absolutely. This doesn't work. Let's quickly go to Pragg's game because Wesley thinking for a long time here. If he doesn't play at g4, Pragg is back in the game.
So bishop g3, knight h6 looks good for black, right?
Yeah, it's fine.
But I think so Wesley is the kind of person who would find at g4. Sab dekh lagta hai Sagar bhai.
Agreed. I mean, Wesley So, the ability of playing so accurately is just amazing. And he, in fact, was almost going to beat Magnus Carlsen in the first round of this event. So,
maybe even black can go bishop d7 bishop. I think if bishop g3 knight h6 खेल गया तो फिर game होगा. I think after hg4 rook f4 bishop d3 things look not so bright. After this bishop d3 bishop e4 idea and knight going to e2.
Take.
Bishop d3. And bishop e4 next. A threat, big threat.
Let's take.
So bishop h7, king f8. And what is the move now? I guess knight e4 should be the move. King f8, knight e4. King f8, yeah, rook d4.
Sorry, at g here. Bishop d3.
Bishop d3, rook f3, bishop h7, king f8, and maybe just knight e4.
How about going back here? Check.
So back. It's not so easy. Yeah. What does black? Maybe just rook h d1 or what is the move?
Actually, this is the move.
Oh my god. That is very hard. Oh, that's super hard.
And once again, you have to come here, not on b3, because if you come to king b3, king d7 and black is better. But if you play king d3 and if you now play this, then after rook h8, the same thing does not. I think king on b3 is just very close to getting mated. That's why.
सागर भाई ये देख लिया वेस्ली सो ने तो फिर हम कुछ कर ही नहीं सकते.
फिर अपन सो जाते हैं.
फिर तो
फिर वो क्या ही commentary कर सकते हैं? We can just keep Stockfish on and say कि Wesley is playing all the first moves.
just watch his game and enjoy. But he's thinking for more than 5 minutes here.
And then he'll all blitz out all the moves. Meanwhile, here, Shak doubling on the E file. Arjun is having a point lead, so a draw is going to be enough for him to win the match.
Yeah. And do you take on e5 here, Sagar bhai, or you don't?
Yeah, I will take and then maybe double. Yeah, he goes rook f3. Ah, okay, he wants.
He
Also
goes
good.
bishop f4, queen f4, and rook g3 ideas maybe.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah, this looks good. This looks good.
Arjun is like draw ही करना है ना, कर लेंगे. Rook f1 coming in, rook g3 is an idea. f7 pawn could also be weak in the future. I think if this position shouldn't pose many problems for white in order to make a draw. In the meanwhile,
Oh, this has happened, by the way.
yes, played it. What is that, Sagar bhai?
Yeah, I'm wondering if BD3 is the only move here, Harshit, or there can be something else that white can do.
If he plays bishop d3 and this bishop before king d3, Sagar bhai, then I am just done.
Let's hope.
How?
Let's hope that he doesn't find it, because we don't want you to be done, Harshit bhai.
Played rook d1. Oh wow. He played rook d1.
He brings his rook. Okay.
Also looks very logical, no?
Yeah. Now what's the move here for black? Only move.
I mean, I guess rook d4 back. I don't know what else.
I think rook d4 loses to maybe
I mean, it looks very bad.
BD3.
So,
Yeah.
bishop a5. Yeah, bishop a5 is the only move.
Yes. Bishop a5 is the only move, because if rook d4.
Yeah, this looks bad. Yeah, just bishop b3, knight b5. Yeah. Makes sense. b6 नहीं guys यार, mate हो रही है d8 पे.
This rook is coming in.
Shahmat.
Have you heard that song?
Of course, Sagar bhai.
कैसा लगा वो song?
बहुत ही अच्छा. Very
अच्छा?
interesting. Yeah.
One of the songs which never actually gained so much during the CSL, yes, but afterwards nobody heard it so much.
Undervalued.
Hmm.
Like the Bitcoin.
Are you into crypto?
A little bit.
Achha. I see sometimes on YouTube every day Elon Musk is discussing some crypto and stuff, and
Yeah.
everyone's discussing something about it. I have no clue, so I don't really get into it.
अलग ही चालू है, अलग ही दुनिया में है सागर भाई. हमारा तो स्टॉक म्यूचुअल फंड ही चल रहा है.
कौन?
In general.
हाँ, correct. It seems normal that way, but I think some people thought that it's good to try, and maybe still they think it's good to try. I don't know how long it is good to try.
Still thinking maybe he does not see this bishop a5. But if he doesn't see it, then he's just lost.
Yeah, exactly.
What about Arjun's game, Sagar bhai? Any progress there by Arjun?
Rook f1. Just brought his rook.
Yeah, just playing very solid. Yeah, I like it.
Oh, blunder. Oh man, Queen a5. Arjun was very much ready, with his move. जैसे ही उसका opponent ने खेला, he played it. And I think his point is, if you take here,
Queen a4. Oh no, bishop. 1 second. What? Queen c7. It's tempting.
Oh,
Queen c7.
he played it. No, now this is winning.
Winning.
Yeah.
Oh, bishop e5. Oh! Oh my God, Sagar bhai.
And look at Shakhriyar. He's seen it. He's seen it. And Arjun also has seen it. I know Arjun's look there. He's just confirming.
Yeah, he's seen it. He's
It's
seen it.
check and mate.
Shahmat, guys. Beast move. What a nice finish it would be if he finds this bishop e5 move, Sagar bhai.
I think he will, right? There are other moves which is rook e1 is also winning, by the way.
Yeah,
But bishop e5 is the sweetest.
meanest, yeah. I don't think he's even worse after something like queen c7. Looks very pleasant for white.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah,
Yes.
I mean it's also winning completely.
Totally winning. So that's why bishop e5 may be not easy to spot because when
But
you
I
have
mean
so
the
many.
thing is, I think just queen c7 is the easiest, yeah. Like you go queen c7, put pressure on the f pawn, threaten bishop e5 and all this. I think he's in a good shape. Good shape.
By the way, I think Pragg may get some chances after bishop a5, rook h3. He went h6. He's fighting. He's fighting.
But the problem is this bishop on c8. How do you get that in the game?
Yeah, exactly. This bishop is gone.
Oh my God, he took on a7.
Who? Oh, Arjun. Very surprising, huh?
Yeah.
I think Arjun, I can only say that Arjun is not in his best shape because of the time. I mean, otherwise, such moves he would find in a few seconds.
Yeah.
But anyway, it's still better. It's not like, but it's no longer like totally winning.
Yeah. Okay, it's still in a good shape, but these clinical moves like bishop e5, Sagar bhai,
Bishop e5
make
and
sure
your
that
opponent resigns. But after this, okay, he continues. But now
fight,
also
yeah.
queen takes b7.
Yeah, I mean, okay, you just take a pawn, yeah.
Yeah, he takes it.
You don't take on f7 because you blunder bishop d4 check. So you probably go something like king h2.
That's his final trick.
Yeah, I think after something like king h2, he might throw in the towel.
Yeah.
Nice kind of, a much awaited victory for
Arjun, yeah.
Arjun.
With this, he will feel that he's, back in the event. That's very important.
Yeah. And also good to be on the scoreboard, yeah. First points.
Exactly. 3 full points here.
Yeah.
But let's see how he finishes it off because it's an important moment.
Wesley, on the other hand, is still thinking. Sagar bhai, at this time of the hour, even something like queen f7 might seem tempting, yeah, when you're asleep, like pawn mil raha hai, maar lo. But
Yeah.
I think that it's very hard to play it at 4 a.m. in the morning.
क्वीन f7 लेकिन कैसे मार लो भाई तो ऐसे ही हार जाएगा ना
Of course, nahi marega, but I don't know what he's thinking. I think king h2 or maybe what else? Queen d7 maybe is what he's thinking. Queen d7 makes sense, yeah. Maybe he's thinking about that.
Queen d7 attacking here and here should be
Makes
good.
sense.
Should be good.
But king h2 is just like automatic, yeah. Yeah, he goes for it. Amazing, amazing.
Played it. Played it. Can we also see b3 here? What is now Pragg? Maybe some chances.
And he's down to his last 2.5 minutes. So yeah, some practical chances maybe. But how do you develop?
Rook
Maybe
d4.
A6, Rook d4, yeah.
Yeah, now get rook d4 with the idea of blocking the d file and then bishop d7 developing.
But after rook d4, cd4, knight b5, will black have winning chances?
No, black will not have winning chances, but at least you keep playing. Who knows? Yeah, I mean, in these formats, anything can
Yeah.
happen. Also, Wesley is down to 2 minutes 50 seconds. He's not feeling like fully confident, right?
Yeah. He goes it. Wow, nice spot.
Knight b5, and now bishop d7. Maybe
Yeah, knight
give up.
d4, rook d8. Yeah,
Yeah,
give up the pawn.
some hope
Pawn.
for Pragg to fight back.
Oh, this is not good. b4 now. Right?
Yeah, even bd3 looks good. Like this is just better for white. Instead, he should have gone bd7.
Knight d4, rook d8,
Knight.
and d4.
Yeah.
And okay, first of all, there is bishop b6 too. But okay, let's say rook d8. Rook d8 and try to get your own counterplay.
Yeah, and this looks great actually for Pragg, because this rook suddenly is out of play and not so easy. But
Bishop
instead,
d5 now, but I think now it might be a little too late.
yeah, he went bd6, bishop b6, bishop d3, bishop d7. And by the way, Arjun has won.
Oh, wow.
Arjun won his game after king h8, queen b7, d3, king h2, bd4. He played queen c6.
Ah, what a nice, cute trick. If you take with the rook, queen to f6 checkmate. Beautiful.
Yeah,
Beautiful.
and if you take with the bishop, then this is hanging. Wow.
Yep. Yep.
That's a great tactic.
Yes, guys. Amazing.
If any of the rook takes, then there is queen f6.
Yeah, superb.
So well done, Arjun. Arjun scores his first win of the tournament, beats Mamedyarov 3-1.
Yeah. It looks difficult for Pragg though, as he
got a chance, by the way, Harshit.
Yeah, he had one chance, bishop d7.
Yeah, but instead he played bishop b6 and now he's
मौका सागर भाई मौका छोड़ दिया तो फिर वापस नहीं आता.
Exactly.
इसलिए पूछ लो जिसको भी जो भी तुमको पसंद है.
Why? Big lessons, life lessons coming in, guys. Please, I have no energy right now to give you any life lessons. So please ask questions to Harshit if you have any about these.
It's not like I'm a big expert, but king d3, f6. He's still fighting Sagar bhai, but with such less material left on the board, I don't really think he can create any winning chances.
Absolutely.
f6, f4 maybe?
F4 is a very good move. True.
Keeping control of the knight of the square on d6.
Okay, so f4 is what we are expecting, but look at Wesley's time. He's down to 2 minutes 30 seconds.
Yeah, but maybe he's just like asking himself. Yeah, sure. Knight takes b7. और गाइस ऐसा लग रहा है कि ये गेम तो जीतना बहुत मुश्किल होगा प्राग के लिए. After bishop takes b7, f5, drawing chances, but Wesley So को सिर्फ draw चाहिए जीतने के लिए. And seems like Arjun will be the only winner today from the Indian participants winning against Shakhriyar Mamedyarov. Guys, बहुत अच्छा लगा Arjun, getting on the scorecard, was struggling throughout the event, but finally showing how he is worthy of playing in this tournament. Rook D7 played, I think, just C5 now. Yeah, and Rook B7, CB6. Wesley, too good, too good. और बहुत ही strong performance. I think Wesley So is definitely going to take this match home. Guys, मजा आया कि नहीं आया पर अर्जुन के परफॉर्मेंस से? CB6. And I think Pragg knows that, it's hard to make anything out of this. क्योंकि FP5 मारा तो BA7 और 2 connected pawns. And rook into B6 मारा तो EF6 के बाद King D4. Losing more pawns. Can't do anything sometimes. Sometimes you just have to accept the defeat, learn something from it, and come back stronger. That's the only way. FE5, rook H5. Wow. Very high class play by So Wesley. And guys, by the way, for the ones who doesn't know, Arjun India se khel raha hai, from his home place, and Praggnanandhaa has traveled to San Francisco to play to play on the venue on site with Wesley So, Carlsen, Magnus, and Anish Giri. So those are the 4 players playing from the venue, और बाकी के 4 लोग अपने घर से खेल रहे हैं. और ये गेम तो I think, going away from Pragg's hands. Tough day. And maybe some of you guys are just waking up, and for the ones who are, Arjun Erigaisi has scored his first win against Shakhriyar. 3-1 actually. And Praggnanandhaa is trailing against Wesley So, and looks like he's going to go down in this match. Carlsen beat Anish Giri 3-0. Oh my god, guys. Carlsen showing no signs of mercy. Rook F7, I think just Rook E6 followed by A4 should do the job. White just needs a draw, but should actually be completely winning. And the more time Sagar Bhai is away, the more I get nervous of whether or not he is going to come back, but I'm pretty sure he is. Guys, big shout out to Sagar. Has been working out day and night to be able to produce these streams for all of you guys, where 2 of our brightest talents, Arjun Erigaisi and Praggnanandhaa, are playing. So big shout out to Sagar for doing this. B5, and I think just King D4 followed by Rook A6, King C5. Duda shaking his head. Maybe Duda is not doing so good in his own game. Maybe Duda is not doing so good in his own game, because he needed he was in a must-win situation. And we're probably going to see the last few moves in Pragg versus Wesley. G5, ye kya hai? What? I think he's just making sure that he doesn't ever get any losing chances. Sub pawn maro, draw karo, and let's get out of here. Let's make a draw, win it, and big blunder, guys. But the thing is that Praggnanandhaa को draw नहीं win चाहिए, because Wesley So won the last match with the black pieces. So Praggnanandhaa is trailing, and a draw here guarantees Wesley So the match victory. And after Rook B5, guys, this is going to be a draw. This is going to be a draw. And on the other hand, I don't have the board on the screen, but here we see a draw between Wesley So and Praggnanandhaa, and Praggnanandhaa wins the Praggnanandhaa loses the match 1.5 to 2.5 against Wesley So. It was a very close game in the first two rounds, but then in the third game, Wesley So coming out on top with the black pieces, and now Praggnanandhaa drawing and losing the match, guys. But on the bright side, we had Arjun Erigaisi winning against Shakhriyar Mamedyarov, and Carlsen winning against Anish Giri. And I think Liem Quang will also be winning against Jan-Krzysztof Duda. So the only person with full points is going to be Magnus Carlsen with 15 out of 15, guys. Wow. Maybe I can inform Sagar that the game has finished. But guys, what an interesting day today. Lot of fighting games. We saw Jan-Krzysztof Duda making a comeback and finding resources in many games. Guys, what do you think? Is Sagar sleeping? Or was he hoping that Pragg makes a comeback in this match? Unfortunately for all of us, it was a draw. I think we have 3 more games remaining. 3 more matches remaining. So a lot more action, drama still remaining in this tournament. So 3 more days, but I think Magnus Carlsen has taken a commanding lead in this match already. Let us see. I was trying to prank call Sagar and tell him something. He's not picking up the phone.
Harshit bhai.
Sagar. Oh, Sagar bhai. आप मतलब whenever I think you are gone, you come back.
हर्षित भाई कितनी देर हो गया गेम होने को?
Just a few minutes, Sagar bhai.
Few minutes हो गए?
हाँ.
Oh, I thought I was just on time that this happened, but sorry for that.
It's all good.
So that means that Wesley has beaten Pragg 2.5,
Yeah.
1.5.
Yeah, he was winning, but he just chose to make a draw and decided to clinch the match.
So just this final में okay, just right.
Sub exchange.
And that means that Arjun has won today. Pragg has lost, and I think in this match also it seems like Liem will win because he will point up and he's winning. That means Magnus will be the sole leader of the tournament.
Sole leader.
But yeah, thank you Harshit bhai for joining us, and
Thanks
it was
so
a
much.
मजा आया आज, pleasure to have you, and see you tomorrow.
Yeah, see you. Bye bye.
Bye. Guys, that was Harshit there in the end, taking care of the stream as well as throughout the day, ensuring that the commentary goes on. Thank you so much, Harshit. And I hope you enjoyed. I am just very tired today, and I'm going to call it a night. This timing is definitely not easy. Um, and also, if I think धीरे धीरे करके, if I get used to it, that would be even more dangerous. But take care, guys. I'll see you all tomorrow. I think from tomorrow, Harshil and Ayushi will also be in San Francisco, so that will be fun. They'll bring coverage from there, so then we'll have some more stuff to do. Let's see. Take care, guys, and see you all. Bye. काम करते हैं ना, ये गेम देख के जाते हैं. Duda is shaking his head. See. Queen c2 played. The game is now equal. Hey Harshit bhai, thanks guys. See you all tomorrow. Thank you Harshit bhai. Knight d2. Okay. Acha. The knight is going to just rotate between here and here. Check rook f7. And king h8 is better. He can just draw because he needs just a draw. I mean, he can even win with queen c4, but draw is enough. Duda is still fighting. Something or the other he will try to find. It's 7 a.m. for Liam. अच्छा, इतना early. ये कैसे हो सकता है 7 a.m.? Impossible. 7. He's not playing from Vietnam. He's playing from US. That's a perpetual. I think that's over. And Duda will try something now to just somehow win it. But कैसे जीतेंगे? इधर queen बन रहा है. He's made this trick here, mate in 1. If you make a queen, there's a mate. So careful. What are the ways? I think the easiest is queen c7. Yeah, Liam finds it. डूडा एंड तक फाइट करता है, doesn't give up. Check. King इधर तो check. b3, then queen f7, queen f2, queen e5, queen f6, queen d6. Over. Okay, so Liam wins this. No, I don't think he's regretting it, Bruce Wayne, to draw. I mean, draw is also like as good as lost. If Duda wins this, somehow that will be unimaginable. Liam just not giving any chance. No checks, nothing. Now just going to pick this up. I think Duda will resign. There's nothing to play for. The moment he moves his queen, there is a queen come. The only chance is to go queen h. Okay, now just queen. Liam is a queen and rook up. Final check. It's the final check here. Resigns. And Liam beats Duda to. So now Duda is no longer the winner, the leader, which means Magnus 12, Duda 9, Anish 4, Liam 7. Liam goes number 3 position. Shakhriyar 3, Wesley 3, Pragg 4, no, Wesley 6, and Arjun 3. Okay, everyone's off to some score. Okay, guys, take care and see you all. Bye.